Welcome, everyone. We are back. It is that time. You know what it is. It is Super Millions 2023. We got episode 15. Very special guest, someone I battled with for a long time. Haven't caught up with. It feels like years. We got my man Bert Stevens in the house, also known as Draft Ganger 7. Bert, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm well. I'm tired. Long couple days of travel. Like I said, missed connections, flights. About a 3-day trip to get to where I was supposed to be in one night. So a little tired, but very excited. This is a way to wake up with big names, big prizes, and of course, a lot of fun. And if you've been streaming on Twitch, no stranger to the high stakes community. Really a pleasure to get to meet, talk, and we're gonna have a fun day today. So we'll be calling the action and leaning on you for analysis and taking a look at the leaderboard of the super rankings for the season right now. Raw still with the most earnings with 1.5 plus million in earnings. There will be bonuses awarded at the end of the season. Of course, today, another big Super Millions prize pool. I know you battle on GG and battle in these fields, so you're familiar. You know this is a big one, and of course, some big names in the field as well, as we are at the final 9 from Sunday every Tuesday here. As you can see, the payouts $291,000 up top, so lots to play for. No deal making available. Always fun at these final tables. Can't wait to hear your thought process and approach to these type of fields, especially when there is no deal making available. And are you familiar with some of the players? Say you've had a chance to take a look at the lineup.
I did take a look, but I forgot. But I know the Belgian guy, Pieter Aerts. He's very, very good. I know Nick Maimone is also very good. He's been playing everything online lately and doing really well. Of course, David Yan, Miss Oracle, very, very like top class player, and some other names as well. Let's see.
Yeah, there's Nick, you mentioned. He's in second, also has been a guest on the show, very talented. Pieter, as you said, another player, well-known. And David, 10 blinds, but very dangerous, knows how to play all the stack sizes. Some other, a Brazilian as well at the final table, seems pretty standard. No Austrian flag, it looks like today, which is, I think, one of the first times that's ever happened on the show today. But yeah, some very tough players, and the chip leader there with the nice 79 big blind. So we'll see how he approaches it. A little less familiar with his game, but we are going to dive right into the action. And you're up for, you know, that we like to do the draft, the snake draft. You're in for a wager today, maybe for charity. We were talking about.
Yeah, let's do $500 for charity. For like,
Okay.
you know, the other guy gets the pick, right? So.
Beautiful. Well, you can call red or black. I'll let you start with that for the flop, and we welcome everyone in today. Thank you for watching us. Let us know where you're watching from. Hit that thumbs up. We will have giveaways later in the show as well, where it will be a $50 or $100 GG ticket, and we will have the hands up promotion as well, where you guys have a chance at the jackpot. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but first, red or black. What do you got? Pretty big hand here start. Black. So David Yan off the short stack, very capable of having some raise folds. So let's see if our friend here goes for a 3-bet, maybe just decides this is strong enough to put pressure on, and he does go ahead and make a small 3-bet. Something we've been seeing a lot of. Tell me about this new sort of seems small sizing off short stacks, because they seem more inclined to be min raising with the wider range than just their premium tier 1. So whoa, all right, so raise call.
Yeah,
Ace-7 off.
I think he's committed. It's quite an interesting spot, but yeah, the game has changed a lot in the last year, I would say, where people are just a lot better at ICM. And yeah, you will see a lot of small 3-bets, not all in 4-bets, all that good stuff that makes the game. It looks like kind of old school style, you know, or you have an ace and you just pretend you have aces, right? That's a little bit how it works, like super polarized, and it makes for a very fun game and very high level game, but sometimes it looks a little bit weird, you know. But yeah,
And
so like the A7, I think the A7 was fine, but no.
Okay, so it's pretty like nothing too crazy there. And once he does 3-bet off of that, if he has a little more, he has a slightly bigger stack, going to be 3-bet folding, but off there he just kind of not. The price is right to go with it, as we see 5s and Jack Queen suited here. But that would be you like that line? You would probably play the same 3-bet the A7.
I probably just fold Bree, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Okay, well, we are off to a double for David, and was actually I missed the flop. It was 3 jacks, I believe. Did you see red or black?
Oh, I forgot the caller.
Audience, we're gonna have to ask. We got the hands up as well. Chance for the jackpot. You guys can click on that and go ahead and be eligible for that jackpot. You got to guess the exact hands. I can't hit I'm trying. I guess I could hit rewind in the YouTube chat. Was it red or black? We'll let the audience tell us if it's in there. Burnsy out of nowhere with the giraffe rocking the YouTube emote there. Burnsy23 loves giraffes and he loves Giraffe Ganger. Back in the day, a lot of Twitch streams. Burnsy may recognize that name, maybe in your streams as well these days.
Yeah. I
As,
think he's
as
a regular in the stream now. Yeah.
I love it. Very
Yeah.
cool. And tell the fans at home, how often are you streaming and where can they watch you on Twitch?
You can watch me on twitch.com or whatever, GiraffeGanger7. That's you can find me there. I'm streaming mostly. I'm still figuring out my schedule, but I'll be streaming mostly Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, Mondays, and then one day in the week or 2 days in a week. But my regular days are Saturdays and Mondays now.
Very cool.
Yeah,
well, yeah, that's awesome. I would have. I wish you started earlier, but what did get you to go into streaming? What was the determining factor? Because I mean, you've been around. We've been playing so long.
Yeah. I always loved all the watching Twitch and stuff, and I took a year off of playing high stakes. That's why I'm not in the leaderboards of this Super Million stuff. And now I felt like I wanted to give it another shot and try streaming to keep me motivated to grind, and it's been working out really well. I'm enjoying it a lot, so I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I can do it. So
very cool. Well, we see it's a couple interesting hands here. It looks like it was black, so it was.
okay.
We got the specific suits and black. It was heart, club, spade is the flop. So that's
Black.
you said red, right?
I said black. No, I said black. I said black.
All right. Like I said, I got my coffee. I'm waking up here. So you got first. You got first pick. I get second and third. You go ahead, lead us off here. And David, though, tough spot. Such a pretty hand, but he's so short. I mean, he does. Wow,
Yeah.
he goes for it here.
So here with the Jack 10, you cannot call. It looks like it's a potentially good call because you're in position, you do well against the bluffing range, etc., etc. But because of ICM, you cannot call here. So it's either a fold or a jam or a click, but I think clicking is not the best option here. You want an ace or a king. So the jam is good or folding, but no surprise that David goes for the jam because he's very in touch with how other people play, and he got another fold and basically tripled up from his starting stack already.
Wow.
Yeah,
pretty impressive. But go ahead, you get the first pick. There is a couple of options here. It looks like
I go for the Belgian goat, Peter Aerts. That's my guy. That's number one, baby.
Wow, I love that. I respect the non-chips. You could have doubled back for him probably, but you just want to make sure you got him. I'm gonna go with Nick Maimoni, who has been on the show. He's basically tied for first, so I'm gonna grab him, and then I guess I get. It feels boring, man. You took a nice you take pick, but I'm gonna go chips. I'm gonna grab the chips at the start with our chip leader friend here, Voldemar, who has got not a ton of rankings within the Super Millions, although he does have 7 cashes already in season 3 out of 15 shows, 13 appearances he's played. So I'll go with him for the 2. And then we go snake from here, back and forth.
I go for the I'm a potato, Pira Luby SOS, Dutch guy. And wait, I get another one, right?
No, now it's one.
Oh,
one.
one. Okay, one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
1 through. I will. You know what? I am gonna take. I'm gonna take Yen. That guy. He just does seem like someone that can win. He's capable. He's already got chips flying around, and he's in the mix. So I'll go with David.
Yeah, I'll go with Ajaxe Boyka.
Beneficio. I'm just kind of peeling his results here. I know he also has been a regular here. He already has a win, 2 final tables in season 3. So very talented player. Nice pick. And I think what do we got? We got one. What's there? 2 more? Is that right? There's the YYY96 and Pablo. I'll go. All right.
And
First,
the other Dutch guy as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, and there it is. Ace King, Ace 5 suited. The wheel comes into play for a shot. 1.7 in the middle as we go to a river here. Boyka goes with the steel wheel, goes for a shot, and he is gonna not come through as a big hand there for Pieter, who is off and running. He's got 2.3 million, as we are going to see a knockout very quickly and down to 8 players already. So wait, there's still who else? Okay, there's the other. Right, you're right. I can't pronounce the name. It's going to be tough, but that's
Achter in de tram. That's the Dutch pronunciation. It means
I.
in the back of the the tram kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with him, right? And then there's 2 left. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you the last 2. I feel like you're getting snubbed here on the picks, and you already got a guy knocked out. You took it, so I'm gonna give you the 2
Yeah.
short stacks, YYY
Okay.
and Pablo as well.
Nice,
Give you that.
nice.
The audience at home, we're gonna give a $50 or $100 GG ticket. It'll either be a $50 cash or a $100 tournament ticket. So I am going to give. We'll give you about half the field. Let's see, man. Their chips are flying today. This is all in, all in. We got people 3-betting, 4-betting, and jamming all around. But for the audience at home, we'll give you Pieter. Is it Peter or Pieter? How do you pronounce it? Peter?
Peter. Yeah.
Peter. We'll give Peter and Nick for the audience, as well as the other chip leader, Vadimar and David. We'll give you guys those 4 and the other 4. It'll be either 100 for the 4 I mentioned or 50 for the other 4. So you guys got a little something extra. Root for the hands up is pinned in the chat. You can guess the winning suits. I'm going to go with the King of Clubs, King of Hearts. That's my winning pick for the exact hand today. Although if you want to be entered, you do have to click on the link, submit it via the link on the hands up in the YouTube chat. What are you feeling today, Giraffe? What do you got? What's the winning hand combination today?
8-6 offsuit, so eight of spades, 6 of clubs. Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, I got a premium hand. You got a different. You're on the different side of the board. I love it. That's indicative of our old battles,
Yeah,
right? I used to have good hands.
exactly.
You were 3-betting me light and messing with me. I'm sure many times, but yeah, here we are. Here we are, blind on blind. Another very common interaction in the game tree we see. I think some of the most fun, just because the hand ranges are so wide here. Ace Jack versus 9-4 suited. Tell me about the thoughts to raise or limp in this dynamic in this stage of the tournament.
Personally, it's very hard because uh, the the small blind in this spot, because he's covered, he can't really play a lot of hands. So it is fine to just play basically your entire range as an open, because you can't really limp like a lot of the lower end of your middling kind of hands. Like you can't really limp them anymore because of ICM pressure that's going to be happening post flop. So you have to be tight. Uh-oh, this looks like oh, nice flat. I miss Oracle.
What in this spot too? It's so close. What are you thinking between jam, raise, go with it, or flat? What's the difference here as we see nines flat, not go ahead and put it upstairs?
I think in this spot he would probably go with tens here, and nines is just like the one where he flats. So you your flatting range is very. I only like flatting with pairs personally, but some people put in like ace jack suited, king queen suited, that kind of stuff. But you can't really flat too much. And then you three bet like again like super polar, right? Like you have an ace blocker, sometimes a king blocker, like king 10 or something, and just the nuts, right? So, but you don't flat a lot. But pairs always do okay. So I like
Yeah,
the flat. Yeah.
interesting price here. Has the backdoor nut flush draw as well as a gut shot. Ace could be good. He doesn't know it. It would be, and he does peel here. So now we get 3-way call on the flop with the bet call, and Jack's a bit of an uncomfortable spot when you get flat in 2 spots. Although it's a great flop, 10-4 deuce rainbow. Gotta love that at least to start. And he is going to keep betting here. Now David gets a little more clear, right? Board gets less inviting.
Yeah, yeah. Also because there's still a guy behind to act, right? So like nines is super easy fold here, um, with a guy left to act. It's quite interesting here because there is a world where you can click it here, from the big blind, because you do have 2 pair combos, specifically queen 10 and deuce 4 suited maybe, and bottom set, stuff like that. So you could click the turn. Because the problem is this, right? Like you get to the river and you have ace high, and what are you gonna do,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Vladimir's bet on the turn though. It's very interesting, but because he has so many bluff combos on a queen, he has to go wide enough for value as well. So putting in a jacks is even three-way. I think it works out well. Yeah, now he just checks back, and yeah, nice hand.
Yes,
by
yeah,
him.
it makes a lot of sense, like you said there, to turn. You could go ahead and maybe pump it up there and follow through on some rivers, put a lot of pressure on a hand such as Jacks, but it is it's a nicely played hand. Jacks gets a little bit of value on multiple streets and it picks up the pot as we see. What would you do there with ace three suited? You think it's kind of a mix? You see, you can merit both sides, right?
I would probably small three bet pre. I would just
Right.
click it pre, but post flop it's very interesting. It's very very interesting because you can't really donk the turn because it's a queen. Like you can't really donk. So maybe min raising the turn, but you're super super polar there because you don't have all the two pair combos. So you're wrapping like really like not a lot of combos. So you have to be very careful. So I actually don't mind the way he played it. It's just kind of an annoying hand. You know, for him, like, because you very rarely get value when you get there, and when you don't get there, you can't really bluff, right? So it doesn't really work out. Good
Wow,
fold
Peter
here, I
folds there.
think.
The king queen
It's
suited.
I think
Super.
against the reg he would call. I think against the reg he would call, but potentially because he doesn't know why, uh, which you know I assume is more of a recreational player because I haven't seen him before, so that's probably why he just folded. Also to preserve his chip advantage on the people around him, right? So he covers like the guys on his right, he covers the guys on his left. So the future EV of covering these people is also important to think about. Yeah. Okay, and
Yeah. Here, ace four suited calls, has the best hand to start. Gets a pretty nice flop, right? I mean, if you're gonna in this spot, you do outflop bigger aces now. I mean, if you're against the broadways, you fade the flop and you're all of a sudden just hoping you're not against sixes plus and pretty decent flop 4-5-5 here. I'd see Apollo just goes ahead and stuffs it in. Probably the most logical, right? It's just I don't know if you want to call down or could you argue? I guess call in, close your eyes, call in.
I think like with let's say he has a hand like King 4, I think clicking like he did is very good. I think with Ace 4, I don't like it because you're still kind of value betting, value raising, and you want Peter to have the ace, right? So he can just call the ace on the turn and then potentially fold. So you don't want to have the ace in your hand there.
Oh,
I would just call, to be honest, with the ace 4. Okay, this is fun. I like it.
mini
I'm very good
game.
at
We
this.
are in a mini game. This is exciting. We got the first one of the day. Ace 10 suited, raising and a call. And Nick Mamoni. I'm gonna let you play this one, draft, because
Yeah.
you might go. What's going on here, Nick?
Um,
Let's see.
okay, I think Peter should check back, to be honest, but he will probably see bet small. I like checking back in these spots. Yeah, you see bet small. So I know Nick is very aggressive, so he could, raise a lot on this board, but the deuce is a little bit of a dangler, so he just decides to call. Okay, I think Peter should check here. He beats all the worst tens. I mean, he could bet again and then check the river, but again, in ICM it doesn't really work that well because you do get raised on the turn when you're covered. So I would check
Yeah,
here.
yeah. He
Okay, good
checks and
check.
the deuce pairs the board. Clubs miss. He doesn't have a jack queen or club in his hand. All hands that could, some draws. Although, make you said Nick may actually raise some strong draws covering, but as it plays here on the river, 319 in the middle. Nick maybe with an over does go okay. Bet small.
He
Bet
goes
small. I mean,
small, yeah. So he has two options here: this sizing or, like you said, overbet. I think overbet. Like you don't have to go like massive, but just like 400K. You can do this with like every king, I think, and better because he still has a deuce sometimes as well. Not a lot, but he can defend big blind very wide here. And Pira should call.
yeah. 10-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes kind of like block bet, which it might be a little bit too thin, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean can't fold for that price on the river. Definitely, it seems like just pretty straightforward call. And yeah, Nick with both suited sort of decent looking hands, as we didn't see too much carnage there, but a shift a bit in power. Pira is going to be up to 2.2 million, sitting pretty comfortable as we see a Pablo Silva opening, not shoving ace nine off his stack size. Very comfortable playing post flop, very talented Brazilian, as we see here the deuce 5-5, ace nine still in the lead, and short stacked with the SPR getting kind of close, right? I mean, about 2x what it is, a little over. So he's gonna keep playing, betting small here. King 10
Super small.
could get tricky. Could get tricky
Yeah.
here.
So King 10 is very close here, but calling is definitely a reasonable play. Um, Against Pablo, maybe you have to be a little bit tighter because he does follow through on turns at least a lot. So here he checks, he has some showdown, he beats worse aces and also some king high floats, some 6-7 with a backdoor, all that stuff. So I assume he's gonna call here as well if Vladimir jams. Like I think he should jam, but he probably bet small, yeah. Half pot. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna put a half pot bet in, and Pablo now doesn't love it. This is sort of the problem with playing the hand without, pushing it, but he did have an awkward stack size and also has some. I mean, the four on the river is not a great card, right? I mean, he gets called in the flop. Start thinking about hands you're beating. It's not a ton, but you do beat some hands, so it's got all options here. Never raising, right? They're never gonna raise.
Well, I mean, he could, but I think because of stack sizes as well, I think Vladimir also still has a 5 here sometimes, and 6-3. But if he thinks he never uses that sizing on the river with those hands, right? Like with the nuts, he just goes all in or something. It becomes like very interesting to consider jamming,
Yeah.
even though you have showdown, right? Like you can just call and you beat some bluffs. But if you think he's capped with his sizing, you can go all in with whatever you want. Plus you block like the ace three, but it's not necessary. So I like the fold there against half pot for sure. Okay, we
Yeah,
have a limp
sizing's
here.
so interesting, and these guys are so creative and have so much. They make so many exploits at this level. It's just fun. Every week you see interesting hands and you try to guess, but you never know. People do jump outside the box here as we see 5-6 Jack 5, another small blind big blind interaction. Both players make the 6 as the board pairs on the turn. David in a really good spot. I'm sorry, does not have a Jack 6. He has Jack 5. 5-6 has out flopped and does check. What do you start betting here? No, it
Um,
doesn't.
I mean, I would just bet the flop. I would not even limp pre. I would just raise everything because of ICM pressure. Because Pablo is very short now, so even if you go like 2.5, David Yan is not supposed to defend super wide. He's just supposed to jam a lot. Um, but I understand with 5-6 you can limp, but I would just bet the flop. And now, yeah, try and bet on the river.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's also, I guess, David Yan too. Sort of certain players you got to be familiar with their game in the sense that they demand respect. Maybe they're just you feel like they're gonna attack or target or go wider than most. So there is some adjustments along the way when these players have experience with one another, and we do see a takedown there as we're still 8-handed. We've seen a lot of all-ins, and we do have a couple of short stacks at the moment. David Yan, YYY, and Pablo all fairly short, as not really a standout. There's three-way tie for second, and then of course your chip leader with 3.4 million has a little bit of a lead, but pretty sort of like two different games going on, right? There's three guys tied with 2.2, and then three shorties, and then sort of one bigger stack. That's how it's worked out right now, as we see 10-7 to go for the peel, as both players connect pretty well here.
Yeah. There's also, like when you're one of the short stacks, you're just trying to outlast another guy, right? That's how ICM works. The only issue is like with the YYY guy, you can assume he's going to be like extremely tight, right? So that should increase the gambling EV of Pablo and David, because the chances that they can outfold YYY are a lot less because he's going to be super tight, right? So you might as well gamble it up a little bit more. But those are, you can't really calculate, like you can't calculate the EV of that, or the adjustments on that. Okay. I mean, Peter has to fold here. It's quite an easy fold, yeah. Good defend, good call on the flop.
Yeah, looking at who could be a Super Million champion for the first time and who has won. So Boyka won in season 2023, and it also David Yan has 2 final tables and 2 wins this season already. He also won in season 2, and Silva won twice in season 2. So I believe, not counting season 1, within season 2 and 2023, there's only those players that have won titles. So be interesting if we get a new champion or a repeat, but pretty impressive from Yan. 2 final tables, 2 titles already in 15 events of the season. So really strong showing. As we mentioned, if he can get a hold of some chips, very dangerous. Got off to a fast start, but he sort of slowed down a little bit. He's short, but still plenty of chips as we see aces and queen king. One of those hands people 3-bet. You see that as one of those sort of bluff candidates, and it is past there. Would have been bad timing for him into aces. So nice discipline there.
Yeah.
Doesn't go for it.
I mean, it is a tough spot because of stack sizes, so I don't hate it, but he did snap fold, which is quite interesting because I mean, Vladimir is going to be opening wide, so I would still try. I would still try to sneak one in there with the king queen, but
Yep. Yeah. Vladimir going with the king jack offsuit. No one having anything. Sometimes just how it works. Your chip leader, you get to open a little wider and no one gives any resistance, especially when king queen off passes. Although he did have the goods that time. Blinds are up 20 and 40,000. Welcome in, everyone. Please hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying yourself. Got a very special guest, Giraffe, in the chat. He is a streamer now, not only just high stakes crusher, and we do have a what is it? We're doing a $500 charity wager on our players today. So we got that going. You guys at home have the $50 or $100 giveaway. Just depends on which players win. I mentioned David Yan, Vladimir, Nick Mamoni, and Peter are your 4 you're sweating for 100. The rest are 50. And of course, the hands up, which is in the YouTube chat pin. You guys can guess the winning hand today and have a shot at that jackpot progressive, which has kept on going. And here, neither player makes a pair. David does check back instead of welcoming ace, king 9-5 rainbow, ace on the turn.
so
Nick
just want to point out here, like, I think the check back is absolutely fantastic, and a lot of people don't do it because it's so easy on a board like this to just auto c-bet. But again, in ICM, you don't want to do it because Nick has a lot of like gut shots with backdoors, and he can just go all in, and you can't even call a king. You can't even call a king. Like, let's say you have like king 10, Nick goes all in, you're crying. You know, you have to fold because of the stacks that are shorter than you because of ICM pressure, right? So you want to avoid these spots, and checking back makes a lot of sense. You have some backdoor equity, you have some bluff potential on certain runouts, so very good check back, and now easy call on the river. I mean, it is big sizing, so I understand the tank, but he's never folding. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't see playing it that way.
Whoa! What the hell?
Hmm.
Wow. I don't understand the fold there.
I guess
Like Nick is in the
just
big blind, and I don't understand that one. I mean, it's easy to say when we see the cards, of course, but I would not expect it a fold there at all.
especially with the check twice, right? Check flop,
Yeah,
check
yeah.
turn. That is surprising. Here we get some real hands here. Nick and tens, ace 10 suit in the big blind, very playable hand. Although Nick could elect to 3-bet, but it makes a lot of sense to just flat with the other stack sizes, play a flop. You're out of position, not blow it up, and gets a spot where no overcard comes. Ace king on a 5-6 deuce 3-way action here. Vladimir also with a very nice playable hand, although isn't getting really much to work with on that flop. And let's see if ace king is going to go tell a story here. No player with a diamond either on the 2-diamond 5-6 deuce board.
Good check. I like the check. Just the small blinds range here, even though it's Nick and Nick is a little bit wider than the general population, I think like there's not much value in betting except like you say, you know, if you bet, you have to rep, you know, aces or kings or queens or something like that. And I don't think it's necessary here. Vladimir, it's a good board for him, so good decision here to bluff, even because ace high is probably not good enough here as showdown three-way. So he decides to bluff it. Also, I think Nick could have led the turn, but a 4 is definitely more big blinds card, right? So that's why he decided to check. He should follow through and he should go like overbet, but it's because he can go 2-pair here. So with an overbet, let's see if he pulls it off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of well
Too
done.
small, too
Makes
small.
makes makes a
It's too
big bet.
small. It's too small. He's never folding. He's never folding. He might even
He
raise
went
for
what?
value.
He went for pot. He just went pot, basically.
No, I think it's a little bit less, right? The pot is
Three
what?
320 to 344.
Oh yeah, okay. It's okay, but it should be bigger. I think the pot is bigger now. It's 544. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
is it?
so. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
small. It's small on my screen. You're right.
Yeah. So,
There's
so he
yeah.
bet like 60%, which I mean, again, you can rep a wider value range, but it doesn't matter. You have to go bigger and you have to rep 2-pair plus and straight here. Um, Again, I don't like. I understand the call because he could have been bluffing with a queen here and rep a queen, but I don't even think he should bet a single queen here too much. So should be a call.
We've seen the ace four suited fold was puzzling as played. I mean, Nick now on the other side of it, so he's got a decision.
Yeah.
He made a bluff. Now he's got a chance to make a good call. And as you said, the size to the pot maybe just not enough. So let's see if Nick does ultimately call here. A lot misses, right? On that board too.
Yeah,
Five,
yeah.
six,
It
four.
also like having tens is a lot better than having eights or nines because with the eights or nines you block some of his like easy bluffs like 8-9, all that stuff 9-7. So tens doesn't block anything. So I would just call every single time. So yeah, nice hand, nice hand.
Well played, as that is going to narrow it to the top to a tie, essentially 2.9 and 3 million. They basically have 3 million a person there as a nicely done. Nice hands all around. And here we go, 4-5 off and king 10 off. David Yan on what, 16 blinds, something like that, does go for an open. And the taxi in Houston, anyone in Houston watching knows what to do with king 10 as we do see a raise. And I think David's going to recognize, right, this hand is, in this situation, it's pretty good hand. Although again, ICM working, but it's does go for the shove.
Yeah, yeah. I I have a different strategy from a small blind. Like I mentioned, you can just go smaller. You don't have to like you go bigger from a small blind because the big blind is in position and you want to not give him like good odds, but the odds are meaningless when there's ICM. Well, they're not meaningless, but the ICM overrules kind of like if you're getting good odds, but you don't get to realize any equity post flop, then you should just still fold, right? So he doesn't have to go like so big from the small blind, in my opinion. But I see a lot of people still doing it. Okay, interesting hand here. Might get a similar spot as the first hand we saw, I think, at the final table. This time I don't think he has to call it off though. Well, let's see what if David tries to slow play here, but I don't think so. I think he's gonna go for a small 3-bet here. Like very small. Like 200k. Maybe even smaller.
Yeah, 180 or flat, but flatting doesn't make a ton of sense
Yeah.
in the exact situation with the Kings, and he is going to go a little bigger.
A little bigger, yeah,
Not
yeah.
crazy big, but still affordable.
I mean, maybe he does it because he expects Vladimir to flat the 3-bet a little bit too much because maybe he's not like a 4-bet heavy player. So that's why he goes a little bit bigger to get a little bit more folds, which is good because you don't want to necessarily, Jeff, you don't want to necessarily see a flop with kings because it's always coming an ace, so.
It does come a lot. And David getting some premiums at a very critical time in the tournament with his stack. He has got another decision. This time YYY going 8-handed under the gun, ace 10 off, sort of off that 12 blind, 20, actually 13 blind stack. Goes for a 3x though. Interesting.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
he'll do here does do the same, sort of clicks back.
Yeah. I mean, good hand selection by ace 10, just a little bit, yeah, not the standard sizing. Um, but I would say, like, if you are more of a recreational player and you manage to make a big final table, it's actually good to increase the variance just like bet bigger sizes, because that reduces the edge a little bit. You know, just gamble a little bit more. It's completely fine. He calls though, which is not good. Good check back by
David,
David. Yeah.
check with the top set with the 3 hearts on board. Does find give the opponent rope with his stack left. I guess he's just saying, hey, if somehow you have, let me let you catch up a little bit.
Yeah. And here
And
here
now
I think
though,
he should bet like 1 big blind for fun, but he might go a little bit bigger or jam
yeah,
even. No, he does check. Wow, that's also very gangster. Uh, yeah. Yeah. He tried. He tried.
he really tried. That
Yeah.
is a lot of trying. That is an extra level of trying to not
Yeah.
put any chips in.
Yeah.
And this time though, got to bet something. Jack's full on the river.
Yeah. Yeah. He has to go all in.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
Nice hand.
creativity there with the made hand does allow his opponent to try to catch up. He really did his best. Didn't get to get why to get through. Like you said, maybe a little bit unconventional, the size, and then also peeling the 3-bet. But as it stands, he still is in the tournament with over 8 blinds here, 8-7, queen 3, and let's see if Pierre just gonna call. Okay, could have just shoved this hand or
Min raise, just min raise,
yeah.
min raise, min raise. Yeah. Well, this might go in. It's very shallow, right? So it's possible. Bet small. I think we're gonna see a call. Oh, he just jams it. Yeah. I mean, I like to jam here. Bottom pair is okay to jam. Just unlucky that Peter has top pair.
Yep, needs some
Unlucky.
help and not going to get it. The queen does come on the river, just in case anyone missed it, that the queen was ahead, had the top pair now as trips, and that is our 7th place finisher there. As you can see, the payouts on the lower left, 291 up top, 7 remain, and a walk for Mamoni with the 8-3. Not a great poker hand, good blackjack hand. He has got everything working for him. He's picking off bluffs, making bluffs, 3 million. He is your chip leader at the moment, as we are seeing David with the 5s. Another thing we're seeing a lot in the folding early position with these type of pairs, even bigger pairs like 7s. What's the thought process behind folding pairs early position at these final tables?
It's because you can't realize the equity post flop. Plus, you rather have a blocker, right? Like in ICM, all you focus on is blockers, blockers, blockers. It's so important. So you rather open like ace 8 offsuit than pocket 5s, right? And just go from there. Let's see. And I think that this is also like, I mean, the not opening small pairs under the gun is, you know, well known in the ICM. Is like you have to be very careful. But I have to say, like, the game has gotten a lot tougher in the last couple of years, specifically ICM. People got a lot better.
And 9-10 is going to start telling a story. Really no equity at all or backdoor equity other than a 7 or an 8 to pick up a gut shot, as he doesn't have a diamond. He does bet. And the ace, though, just what? A card that's going to, a hand such as any pair, jacks, 10s, 9s,
Yeah.
8s, some hands he might start targeting and falling through on, just his gets less credible, right? When the ace comes, is that sort of the logic to just not be betting there again?
Well, I think it's because you have to go 3 streets, right? With like 9-10 of spades, there is a reason to go bad jam. It's you block ace 10 and ace 9 suited, which is, you know, quite a reasonable part of his range. So you could go 3 streets, but if you don't want to do it, you just have to give up on the turn, because betting the turn is just burning money, because Pira is not folding like pocket 7s. So you can't really like bet and then just give up on the river. So you have to go 3 streets with that hand. So rather just give up on the turn.
Ooh, this has got
Yeah.
a bit of a potential for an issue here. Queen King suited and 8-9 suited, such a pretty hand. They are deep as well, and he is going to come in and 8. David now though gets a very attractive squeeze spot here with the ace-king offsuit on his stack. He's got a healthy stack all of a sudden, 1.4 in his arsenal. So let's see how big he goes here out of position.
Yeah.
300.
Interesting flat by the 8-9. It's not the worst, but it's not necessary. Like, you don't have to do it. He just rips it, yeah. Like, ace king is always the hand that you just want to go all in, I guess. But in this spot, I don't know. He could have gotten a smaller 3-bet in, I think, but it's definitely fine. Again, if he thinks like the guys are a little bit too call heavy, it's better to just jam instead of and Nick is waking up and he's you know, trying to play some pots, but it's not working out.
Nope. Ace king suited, not ace king off difference here. Maybe 3-bet, not 3-bet all in, but still similar stack size, sort of in a spot to not be one incentivizing flats as though he does. Is that fair? Ace king off, you would jam there, pretty much 825 in that range, and ace king suited 3-bet, not all in.
I like non all in with both of them these days against regs, because these days people are 4-betting a lot more, right? So you could try and induce with ace king as well, but I think the science says jam is always good. Jam is always good.
Yeah, we're seeing this small 3-bet size. It's become very interesting to me because you're just it's like it's when did that happen? It feels like in the last 6 months or something. And format's just been a lot of different changes.
I mean, I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a while. But you know, I'm always ahead of the game. You know me, Jeff. I'm always ahead of the game a couple of years, and
yes,
finally people caught up. You know, people caught up. No, yeah, I think it's like the last year. It has been. I think there's some good courses out or something, like study material out on ICM. I think the solvers are more aimed towards ICM now. So you can practice a lot more, and you can start to understand like how you want to construct your ranges, because it's very different than normal poker. It's not just, oh, you have to be a little bit tighter or a little bit wider. It's completely different. So like the small 3-betting is definitely part of that, and the all-in 4-betting is definitely part of that. And it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun, and you know, I'm happy people are caught up. You know, it's not good for my ROI, but it's a lot more fun, you know.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what's not fun. Aces to ace king versus
That is well, I mean,
small blind.
it's fun. It's fun for somebody, you know. It's fun for somebody.
That is true. Some would say it's true. It's just tough. You get in the spot, big raise here. And what are the merits to flatting versus just playing it fast? I think you realize that
there's no flats here, just clicking. But you don't. He doesn't even have to go all in here. You can just go like 500, like super small 4-bet. That's the gangster way, and that's approved by you know, GTO. Just click it. Just click it. And this is like a little bit, you know, like old school style, right? Like you saw this, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, WSOP live, you see people like randomly 4-betting, 5-betting, 6-betting with like these crazy hands. But it's like, and they didn't have any idea what was going on, of course, but the GTO is, you know, very similar, just like very blocker heavy, you know. So
yeah. Well,
very
cooler here. Aces, ace king needs the running clubs. No sweat available. 100 on the turn. That's hard to do. Club did come on the river, as it is not enough to have 3 on the board, 1 in your hand. And Peter there is going to get a massive moment. He is your chip leader now, and Pira down to 1 million chips. So big swing in the event of things. This is a brand new ball game, and again, we're 7-handed. We've seen a lot of fun, fast hands so far today. As David Yan, I'd say, is the most sort of came in with 10 bigs. All of a sudden, he's very healthy, very dangerous. Pablo Silva hanging on there. No one else super short at the moment. Risk premium so low for Pablo, right? He's sort of just time to go. No one around him, and he actually still has 9 blinds, right? 9, almost 10 blinds. So he's not out of it by any means. Very, very talented Brazilian player. Brazil is. Give me the giraffe. Give me the world ranking orders countries. Like, is Brazil the most improved? They're at every final table here on the Super Millions. They seem to really have some talented players. Give me your sort of country list of who you feel like is very strong these days. If you could,
For
just give me an
me,
overview.
for me, I have the most fun, the most trouble, the most like interesting hands with my brothers from Brazil. Vamos, vamos, vamos,
Vamos,
caralho.
gente. I'm in Brazil, baby. I love
Yeah,
Brazil.
I
I'm married to
know.
Brazilian. I love it.
Yes, I know, I know. It's
They got
beautiful. It's
flavor,
beautiful.
man. They got
Yeah.
flavor.
They got the passion, you know. They got the passion. That's very
Yes.
important, especially in tournaments. It's very important that you have like this kind of will to win and to battle. That's very important. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's I mean, yeah, they're definitely I mean, there's always a Brazilian at a final table. So uh there's definitely a bunch of really, really good players. Really, really good players.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the game's definitely improved. It's gotten tougher. What's your favorite? Oh, hold on.
Oh,
It's a
let's
mini
go.
game. It's a mini game. I think we need to start doing this more often. You know, there's a couple of 2, 3 a show. We need to start mixing in
Yeah,
like every orbit a hand or
yeah.
something. But here we go. Ace nine off. Pablo going off the short stack. Talented player. Putting it up, making people have to play along, have to guess, have to maybe make mistakes, peel or go wide. And Peter here with a decision to call 4-4 deuce, 2 spades. Talk me through a draft.
Um, Either bet tiny or check for Pablo Silva. Both options are good. I think, yeah, on this board, I think betting is slightly better. So I do like it because his range is so strong pre-flop, like so polar. He has all the overpairs. Peter doesn't really. Ace nine is like kind of a value bet here. So what is this? 108. Okay, interesting raise. Very interesting raise. I assume he's not folding ace nine. He's gonna call here because Peter is not raising better aces. I think. I mean, he could, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely. So I think Pablito is gonna call,
I think
and
Peter has got like the jack eight of spades. That's my guess. I just feel like he's got some spades. He's got no spade in Pablo's hand. Yeah, better ace would probably just rip it in pre-flop, right? Like with the raise there, maybe. I don't know if he's just flatting ace 10 or ace jack. He could, right? But
he could because
I
yeah,
think he
yeah,
I think I'm just gonna feel like I just feel like he's got spades here. Just no spade and
spades.
around. It just feels like he's
Yeah.
probably doesn't have many four or deuce X hands. So
Wow. So I think Peter should have checked here, um, because the ace is actually better for Pablo. Even though he has more nutted combos, right? Like you said, he has 3-5 and he has a 4 and he has spades, right? So he has more nutted combos. But if you think about his overall range, the ace is way better for Pablo. So I think you should have checked and maybe delayed value jammed here. I don't see how Peter has a bluff here, to be honest. Does he have
oh, he
5-3?
did with
Yeah,
5-3 of diamonds.
yeah,
Wow, wow, pretty sick.
yeah.
Pretty sick as we see a knockout. I was gonna say, I guess yeah, he has the 4 combos of 5-3. That's it, right? Suited. He's not, and even then, I guess he has to call the min raise there. Nice hand, everything working. Good game. Nice pot there for Peter as he is 4 million chip command, and we are going to be down to 6-handed, going pretty fast here at home. Who do you have left? What's going on with our $500 charity wager?
Uh,
You took Peter out of wow.
I
You
took
took him early.
Peter. I took Pira, so like the King Jack guy. But I think that's it, right? I think all my other guys are gone. No, yeah, you took Nicholas and Vladimir and David Yan, I think, as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had David and then this other. Yeah, so I think
yeah.
yeah, you got the hey, it's still actually relatively even. I mean, I
Hey,
got a little
I only
slight
care.
edge.
I like it's gonna be the belt. Like he's not gonna lose. He's not gonna lose. I'm here. I'm here to cheer him on. Vamos Belgica. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. I got this is a good sweat. An audience at home again, 50 or $100. I will cue the giveaway here as we get down to 4-handed. We will have a key word for you. And again, want to thank our friend Giraffe here who does stream. He is on Twitch. Give him a follow, Giraffe. It is Giraffe Ganger 7, right?
Yes, yes.
GIRAF Ganger 7 on Twitch. relatively new to Twitch. Been playing a long time. Already has a nice following. I just clicked the follow myself, man. I'm gonna have to. We have an emoji on Twitch. I had a
I
giraffe.
know.
That's how much respect for you I had, man. Actually, one of the emotes on Twitch was you. So
Yeah, when I didn't like I was thinking about emotes, I still remember you had one of my, my avatar kind of thing. So I was almost going to ask you for hey, can I use it for my own channel, but I
yeah,
found somebody who is very good at making emotes, so
I
it's
love
not
it.
necessary. But I loved it, man. I loved the giraffe emote, It was great.
Yeah, that's funny. But and we use it, yeah, to keep our head. Lot of times in poker, you gotta stay strong and keep your head up. And there was a lot of that. And then also the respect for you on our channel. You gave us a lot of help for sure. Playing with you over the years, that was fun. But I'm honestly though, I'm in that spot where I haven't really like I just had I got a 2-month-old boy, got another 4-year-old, and and being in the U.S. primarily, I haven't really gotten to stream. But I'm in Brazil right now, and I know there's the WSOP on GG to win bracelets. So I would like to come back and stream a bit. I do feel like I've gotten better as well, doing the show, doing some study stuff as on the side, realizing actually, it's a humbling game. Like I genuinely have realized in the last I don't know, whatever, right? I always, you understand how good the top guys are, like yourself or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
players in
yeah.
the world, these guys playing these high rollers and, that are so good. But, really realizing like, wow, like I was really outclassed for a long time. You know what I mean? Like heavily, like where I'm like, wow, guys are really, really good, and that's important. I think it's important to understand if you're playing at home and what level you're at to like realize there's so much work you can do and improve at all times. And these guys here are really good. Like they really have done. David Yan and Peter and these guys, Nick Mamoni. There's a reason why they're here so often, and they have done. They've studied the board textures. They're up with population tendencies. They know how to exploit, and sizings are perfect. And that's why poker's so fun. The games, of course.
Yeah.
There's solvers, there's this and that, but really there's a lot of as much work as you want to put in, you can get out and really improve a lot on your game at all
Exactly.
times. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Like I took basically a year off. So after my Super Millions win of I don't know, last year, I don't know what season that was. I just took a break. I was like a little bit burned out. So I took a break and then I came back. Well, I just a little bit of coaching. I was still talking poker with guys, but I wasn't playing. And I just noticed like after a week playing, man, like okay, the game has just changed, right? It just keeps going forward. It doesn't stop. So like even with the solvers, like people were saying, oh, the game is super hard 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and it keeps going harder and harder. Well, like the edges become different. The game changes, it evolves. It's not a static thing. It's not solved in the real sense. Some hands are solved, some spots are solved, but you still got to click the buttons, and it's not easy. So I love it, man. I love poker. I think it's a wonderful game.
It is. It's
Yeah.
fun. What are your thoughts about the current, variations with the mystery bounties and progressive knockouts and these type of things? You think they're good for poker or
I
so, or is it just,
I
yeah,
I love the mystery, man. I think the mystery is like the best one, the best new thing. PKOs are fine, but I have a problem with like the final tables and stuff because it doesn't really have that much ICM, so it's very bounty heavy. And I don't really like it that much. But that's just a personal thing. I enjoy playing them, but it's yeah, it's a little bit too gambly. Like the edges are kind of small in a lot of spots. But the mystery one, I love, man. I love just being able to, bust a guy and win $1 million or something. That's crazy, right? So I really think that's like for the future. I think that's a big one. I think that's a big one for sure.
yeah, yeah, it is fun. The PLO, the different, there's so many different variations now of how the tournaments are done. 5 cards becoming more popular. I think that's just inherently how it is with poker, right? There's always going to be new variations, new ways. The big blind ante speeds up live poker, shot
Mhm.
clocks. Like there's always, just like Major League Baseball, right? They trim down the clock. The game times are much shorter. A lot of games are things are getting optimized everywhere for
Mhm.
enjoyment, quick. The people want to have fun fast.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah.
where they feel they have a chance to win. Is we do see a King 8 bluff here and Ace 10 action on the river going to hit. Pretty nice card. I mean, goes ahead of a
Mhm.
fair amount of hands. Don't really see
I
much
mean, he could
reason
raise. He
to
could
raise, but you
raise.
think about
I
it.
mean, because with the sizing, he's repping a 9, so or even a weaker 10. But again, it's more of a question. Like he knows he's good, right? It's more a question of, do I get called by worse? And then the answer becomes a little bit more murky. You don't really know if he's going to call like a 9 ever against a small raise, or or if you like induce him to turn something into a bluff. Like you can just keep it simple and just click the call button, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like here,
Very
at ace
sweet.
4, I would
Yeah.
go all in.
Yeah. Yeah, seems close, but the clear play and computer hand, queen 7 off, not going to call. As we take a look at the payouts one more time, 40, 51, 66. Starts getting a little bit more healthy, top 5, 6 figures, all the way up to 291,000. I'm in the exact spot where I had my best Twitch stream, and my biggest online score was a 25-hour stream here in Brazil straight, and that was $1 million Sunday chopped 3 ways, and that was I was getting married in 2 days. I'm at my wife's parents' house, and they don't speak perfect English by any means, and I was in the same clothes, same thing, in the same computer. And you got to remember, like, I've never in my life done that, right? Like, because even all the times online, if you go deep in tournaments, like there's a day 2 pause, or if you're in where I'm in the US, it's like it'll end at 3, 4, 5 a.m. But this was like 9 in the morning Brazil time, and there's a 3-hour time difference during December for between the US. So it was like super late, and I was playing one tournament. It's the last one I played, and yeah. Anyway, it was good memories here. So I'm itching. I'm itching to get back on, man. You have to recalibrate, rework the Twitch setup and get going again. But I do like it. I do like Twitch.
It's fun. It's fun, man. Like especially the games now are also fun. There's a lot to play, different stakes, different kind of like formats. Like there's a lot to play, so I like it. Even though now in the summer it's a little bit smaller because of Vegas and stuff, the guarantees, but it's still good. Wow, 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 wow. So good 3-bet and good jam. Just combo wise, they are perfect, which you know is yeah, that's what the game is now. Like you 3-bet and all in on 20 big blinds with the ace 4 offsuit, and you get jammed in your face by the king 3 suited, and both plays are completely correct. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty. That's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty.
Yeah, Ghost of M in the chat, man. That talk about a legend. That guy, Vadran and Ghost of M. I don't know if I've spent more time or more talking and sweating and those guys. I mean, this guy. I'm still not convinced Ghost of M's a human, even though we spoke on the phone many times. Because that guy is in every stream, every chat, does it all.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a while. Good to hear from you. Good to see you in the chat, man. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, it's Twitch is great. It really is great. It's so fun. You can the community, you see it too. You're in here, you see people already coming in that are part of your community that are watching and with you, and you start to get to really know people. It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
I
fun
really
time.
like, every time I fire up the stream, it's like same 10, 20 names every time. I'm like, yeah, this is great. I like that a lot. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a lot of familiar faces, and it's definitely it is a grind to say the least, but it's fun. Oh, that's actually, I want to ask you this. What is your out of all the years of playing online poker, what have you found to be the ideal optimal amount of tables to play, and how do you find that differentiating when you're on Twitch streaming? What do you do differently, if anything?
Um, I'm personally like really bad at multi-tabling, so I try to keep it to like 16 max. Like that's like already a lot.
16.
Yeah, but the,
Ah,
the but the thing is
oh man.
when I'm streaming though, I play more at the start just because then I have like even though I give up a little bit of EV, I have more chances to make a deep run, and then the excitement and all that stuff. So I just play everything at the moment, and I just gamble it up and see where I end up. So yeah, but I'm very bad at multi-tabling. I'm very bad at Yeah, I'm the best one tailor in the world. That's what I say about myself, but I never
Me
one tail.
too.
So
That's what I said too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I- I'm like pretty sure I'm like just when I'm like, man, I might be actually bad at poker, and then I'm like, well, when I one or two table, like things go well. I'm like, I
yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
like, that's when I've had all my success, and then all the other,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've probably lit so many hundreds of thousands or million on fire and buy-ins from like some
Just
guys can do
yeah,
it. Mormon,
yeah,
Patrick
yeah,
Leonard, these guys, they're doing stories, 20 tabling, like playing perfect, not missing a beat.
yeah,
I'm like six tables,
yeah,
I can't keep. I'm missing the chat. I'm missing spots. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just
yeah.
it's not my
Yeah,
DNA for that. But
Ben CB is like playing the 10K on GG and then playing the Sunday Storm for $11 at the same time, and then he has like a final table in a 2K, and I'm like, okay, I mean, that's crazy, If you can keep like a certain level of play when you're doing all that stuff, that's impressive, That's a skill on itself. For me, it drops down like pretty fast. Like more than
yeah,
six tables, it's like I'm
yeah,
misclicking, and
for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Big flop here. 5-8's got the double gutted, pretty sneaky backdoor hearts, and we have 5-6 with the gut shot top pair. So definitely both players going to be happy to play for some chips. Although again, for Peter, he's got a much different scenario here: 4 million to
yeah.
900,000 covers and in position. But if you are the player here who you did a much better job pronouncing the name, he is got an interesting spot because he's also not really trying to like blow up the pot, but his hand's pretty powerful here.
hmm So Peter goes 1.5 big blinds, which is a little bit bigger, which I like. It's a very vulnerable board. Um, so this is a spot where achter in the tram, which is how you pronounce the name. I don't even know if it's a real Dutch guy or just like some Portuguese or Spanish guy pretending to be Dutch, but it's a good name. It's a good name. So he should donk here sometimes because he has more ace X, right? Because he's check calling the flop with every ace, and Peter is not betting with every ace on the flop, or he is already raising. So he has
Yeah.
potential to donk here. Peter has to check here most of the time. Um, I mean, with this exact combo, it wouldn't be bad to bet like half and see what happens. Uh, but I think checking is slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, if he does bet, he's probably not anticipating to get raised too much, but he does check, and now 5-8 has basically the worst hand can have essentially, right? 5-7, 5-3 is a straight. Yeah. So he's got 8,
Yeah.
5. The board pairs an interesting spot. Not fun. It's never fun when you're on the river with the worst hand you can have out of position. Important pot, important everything. Does he take a stab here or not? I mean, I guess you kind of have to. He does bet,
Yeah.
and likely, yeah, just gonna get called.
Easy call. Yeah. I mean,
What
the
year did
bluff. Yeah.
Go
Hmm?
ahead.
No,
Sorry, go
no.
ahead. I didn't
I think the bluff is good, even the sizing there. Like he might be, like you might think, oh, the deuce, he might have some deuce X, but he doesn't really have deuce X limping too much in the small blind because he has to be tied pre-flop, right? So would have been a mistake to bet like really big there. So I do like the smaller sizing with the bluff there.
Yeah, this spot is super interesting to me. This type of like ace three off. I feel like you do see some players raising, especially against like the chip leader, one of the chip leaders.
Hmm
Flatting just seems like you're gonna get outplayed so much and get some really tough spots. Maybe even get some better aces to fold sometimes here. What do you like about this spot in particular with the stack sizes there? Do you raise there sometimes?
He's getting because he's a short stack. There's not that much value anymore in like three betting on all in because
Right.
there's like the polarization is a little bit gone. So I would just fold ace three offsuit pre-flop. It's one of those hands that just doesn't do well post flop against. Even though he's opening super wide, it means that he's opening all the better aces, even the offsuit ones, and it just doesn't play that good because like if it's an ace high board, you're probably gonna get the money in, and it's not good. You don't want to be bluff catching that much in these spots. So sometimes you just have to fold an ace pre in the big blind. Be a nit, embrace being a nit. Okay, ace queen versus eights. Oh wait, I'm rooting for the eights, right? That's my guy. Let's go,
Eights.
vamos.
Ay, needs help.
Oh,
Hey, it's
oh
not
no,
over. David
oh
Yan, man,
no.
this Oracle. He's positive. He's got a face card. No, it is
Vamos.
not.
Let's go.
It is a double for your guy there. Here, give me 1 second. Hold down for 2 seconds. Let me
Yeah,
just use
yeah,
the
no
restroom
problem.
real quick and yeah, call. Maybe I don't want to miss a mini game. I don't want to miss a mystery hand
Yeah,
as we see six. Oh, actually, I'm gonna stay for this one. This looks
yeah,
like
yeah. This one is
this is a good
might
good
get
hand here.
interesting.
A lot of playable hands, six-handed here as we see a flat with king queen off. Okay.
Yeah, David is gonna jam here every time. Yeah, I think it's just gonna get fold. So you can go get your tea or whatever.
It is a fold. You think the sixes for 720? What's it? 620 more? I guess
Yeah,
you got to worry because the player behind could have had a strong flat too. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You know your stuff. That's
yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's the fold.
yeah. I know my stuff. I'm a GTO bot, baby. What's up, chat? I can't really see the chat, but I know a lot of you guys are here because of me, which is great because, you know, it's worth it. This has been a very interesting final table so far. I'm very happy my fellow Belgian goat is doing well, playing good. It's quite interesting because I think Vladimir is playing very well, but he does have a slightly different style than like the elite players. But I don't know if it's he might be friends with some uh, some special guys, you know, who play a little bit different. Yeah. Okay, we have another jam here by Mr. David. I think he's gonna get called though, because achter in the tram is very short, and I think this is a gamble spot with the nines. Yeah, like seven's probably a fold, and then eights plus call. Who am I rooting for? I don't care. Ace. Heart, chop it up, baby.
Heart is possible, although it looks like it is going to be
Ah, close.
nines, and David is in a world of hurt all of a sudden.
Yeah, but good spot there against Vladimir to just jam most of the ace-x, so it's very good. Okay, well, this might be a very interesting spot because Vladimir is gonna open, David Jan is gonna jam. Achter in the drum might click it, and then Peter has also a nice like 4-bet isolate hand, but I don't think he's gonna go for it, but it would be pretty gangster. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. This could get really interesting if somebody decides to get spicy, you know? So he should click it here, like 350, 400. Like ace queen is the hand where you can actually still fold. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
David
So,
Yan, how many flips has this man been in his day? This guy's deep in big tournaments so often, and here he is, got to fade the river. Can he do it? It is a
yes.
straight, but a bigger straight for David, and he is going to get a little extra money there value. He's got 700, and he's been our short stack, 10 blinds to start the day, and he's above 10 blinds, so he'll sign being the shortest right now with 6 left. So never count him out. You just can't do it. He's not out. He's got plenty, and he has come
Never.
back from far less. And it is anyone's ball game right now. Who's impressed you so far today? Who have you liked their style and just sort of little nuances that they've shown today?
Well, to me, it seems like Vladimir is playing slightly different than other elite players. I don't know if it's like better or just different or worse or I don't know yet. I haven't seen enough, but he's playing a little bit different. And then the other guys are playing like very good, but we haven't really seen a lot of like crazy hands, I think. Um, the Brazilian busted sadly because let's say he gets like 3 million chips, something is going down, there's some clicking happening when he has some chips. But so far, also with the stack distribution, everybody's been in line for the most part, except the ace four. was a good 3-bet, and then the king 3 was a very impressive jam. But it was correct, you know. So it's very nice, very nice. I think everybody's playing really well, to be honest. What I mean when I said before, like the game has really, like ICM wise, like people are actually like gone, you know, above and beyond what like a year ago it was completely different, completely different. You know, I was still like destroying people like a year ago, and now, you know, if I was on this table, I would be shitting my pants, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it really it's fun because it's funny when you take a break too. If you take kind of dive out of poker and then come back in, sometimes you can almost just get caught up or yeah, things have changed so much that you can maybe learn a few new things at one time because it does seem it's crazy to like the game can evolve in 2-3 months where stuff is just
Yeah.
different and that's why it's so cool because it's like when I see people doing things that are stuff I just would not really consider, and I know they're great players, I instantly am just like, all right, like what's happening here? Why is this? And is this, is this an exploit? Is this just something I'm missing? And then you try to dive in and talk about that. How do you study poker the most these days? Do you have like a small group of friends? Do you do some solver stuff? Like what's your best way to sort of improve
Uh,
in the current days?
I'm not really like a big study guy, but I do work with Poker and also poker coaching, where I basically I'm the coach, but I'm working with like people who, you know, basically the nerds, right? So like the nerds, they come to me and they ask me like, hey, you know, this is like a weird sim or whatever, and then I give my opinion, and then I learn from them, but I'm like, you know, I'm the coach guy, you know. I'm supposed to be the guy teaching them stuff, but you know,
You're
a lot
double
of the time
dipping.
it's like a mutual
Yeah.
thing, right? Like you always have like these hungry up and coming guys who, you know, they just study a lot, and then you learn from them, even though they're maybe playing lower stakes or they're not as experienced. Like
Yeah.
they think maybe in a different way, and you pick something up, and then yeah, some sim work with like GTO Wizard. I can say that, right? GTO Wizard, like they're
Yeah.
pretty good. I like them.
Yeah, there's a lot of great info out there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a handful really where a lot of good stuff and similar, I would imagine, right? I haven't looked at or gone through all the curriculums, but I imagine a lot of it is it's gonna help you, even if it's a little off or
Yeah.
different or
Yeah.
teachings. It's like it's gonna help to understand ranges and spots and thinking process from great players. And we just saw Bottomore actually pick up a really nice hand there with ace three off and got ace 10 suited to fold, putting max pressure on really the most vulnerable stack, right? The 1.2 million
Yeah.
stacks with David Yan shorter and also a similar stack size there. Got ace 10 to fold as now though David is going to step into it here. Ace king into ace 10 suited. So Pira with a
Fold.
nice spot. If David can find a rabbit, he needs help, not the flop he wants. Good turn for chop, six deuce
Mhm.
or a 10 he will need, or else he is going to be on his way out. And it is not, it is a seven.
GG.
GG,
GG.
respect. The Oracle,
Yeah.
my man goes down and he is going to pad his stats. You can see how much earnings on GG, and he has
Mhm.
got a lot of accolades in his career. So there he goes out
Yes.
in sixth place, and Pierre are
I
going to
mean,
be very, very happy
he's
with
one of
that.
those rare examples of people like just being at the top of the game for like such a long time. Like it's very hard to like sustain a certain level because like the game gets harder and changes, and he's been there for like so long, you
Yeah.
know.
I played with
So
him for the first time where we really got to like play, not just like a couple hands or in some like random tournament for a little, like it was like a 10K in Kings deep, like some yeah, like a 10K side event during like a stop, right? And like I got to play with him for like the whole day and sort of like towards the end, bubble-ish into the final table, and like just watched him go nuts. And I was just like, man, this guy is like, he really is tough. Like he
yeah,
was
yeah,
just in
yeah.
every hand. He was putting max pressure on, showing bluffs, doing stuff like over betting. It's just like I was just like, man, I was lost. I was like, this guy really. I really felt like he was, he demanded respect, and I was like, this
Yeah.
guy's really good.
Wow,
There's
this one was interesting. So Pita three bets with sevens and then folds, which I mean I don't hate the fold, but like it's not a good hand to three bet. Like again, you want blockers, so I think in this spot he could have flatted or just folded, to be honest. But I don't necessarily like the 3-bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's again why poker's so fun. You could say, oh,
Yeah.
there's solvers, there's this. People play different strategy, different brand, different spots,
Yeah.
different times, different motivations. But five-handed here, everyone guaranteed five, six figures, and a lot to play for. As this is quite a flop. Both players
Yeah.
interacting with the board here.
Yeah, and I think also there's not one correct way to play. I think that's also like maybe a misconception when people say, "Oh, GTO this, it's solved, blah blah blah." There's not like one play, you know. If you use different sizes, you have a completely different, way of playing. Like there's so many ways to play like good poker, and that's why it's super interesting when, you see like certain top players like do small things very differently, and you try and, like you said, like you try and figure out like why does he do this or why does he do that. I had like also I was watching one of these final tables, and I saw, oh my god, I always forget his name, but yeah, he impressed me so much because like he's so good and he plays like completely different than I would play, and it was like, what the hell, this is crazy. But yeah,
He was one of the guests on the show.
no, it's oh my God, I forgot his name. I'm so bad with this. I'm sorry. I have this thing where I can't remember any names, so it's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
I
yeah.
get what you're saying. Man, interesting no bet with the not queen nine with the club on the turn. He's got seems like a pretty good hand to be bluffing, but I guess he just decides he's got a lot of equity and a lot of good river cards, a lot of good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now what?
It's one of those spots where you have to consider like, do I have enough equity that I don't want to get raised on the turn, right? And I think it's very close. Like if you bet here and you get raised, you feel really bad because you can't really call it off, you know? So do you want to waste that equity? Plus, you still get some bluff spots on the river if you check, or you can get there, and it's more disguised, right? So I think it's okay to check, like and just like go, you know, more creative on the river and just play a little bit small ball style. Let's see if he 3-bets here, Peter. No.
He did fold. He ends up just folding. So
Yeah.
as it turns out, yeah, I mean, maybe he had some ways he could have won that hand. Although Lattimore was in a pretty good, he was not checking the fold on the turn, that's for sure as well.
No.
Though it got a
Yeah.
little bit more uncomfortable. And here,
Mhm.
tens, ace nine off, and Lattimore been opening. He was opening like 10-4, 10-5 suited. Let's see if Peter does go ahead and attack with the ace nine. Although,
Yeah. This
you
is a
know,
little bit different because like it's very, very deep, right?
yeah,
So this is where it gets like really, you have to be really careful with a lot of light 3-betting. I still think it's a good spot. He does go very big here, but it makes sense because it's super deep, right? Um, and Vladimir, like the tens is very interesting. Like because it's so deep, I think he is allowed to call, but it can get like very, very awkward post flop, because you're not pure set mining, but you know, there's not a lot of like clean boards with pocket tens. Let's see if Peter
yeah.
goes 10% here. I think you should bet like, yeah, 10%. Nice sizing. Vladimir should call, and then Peter should bet. On most turns, he should bet small again, and then check the river and call sometimes. Yeah.
Player in the chat, or so watching the chat was asking if it's Ponikovs. He's been on a
Yeah,
lot of final.
Ponakovs. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Ponakovs.
nice,
Yeah, he
good calls
plays
out of all
like
those.
completely different style than me, and then most people, and it's still good. And he has a reason to do it. I just don't fully understand it yet. But I mean, he's obviously like one of the, best players in the world at the moment, I think. So very, very interesting.
So he
Yeah,
checks
he checks. Okay,
now.
that's fine too. That's fine too. I think Volodymyr has to. I mean, almost turn his hand to a bluff here, but I don't think he's gonna do it. Yeah. And now
Yeah,
Peter
it's
can
almost
bet
like
bet
yeah,
small again. Yeah.
yeah. It's almost like he's saying, "Oh, well, I have jacks or queens, and I'm scared." Right, something like that. How the hands played, or kings even. But this is yeah. I'll be curious if he goes for some sort of blocker bet, small.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, when Peter checks this kind of blank turn, he never has ace king, or pocket eights, or hands like that, right? So he is capped, and then you have to start deciding, okay, what's the bottom of my range? And like, you don't flat as much that much pre-flop, so like pocket tens becomes like pretty pretty close to start punting it off with, but it's not necessary, of course. Yeah, 10% bet on the river, I like it. I like this strategy as well. I would do it like I would bet the turn small and then potentially check call the river, but I like this one too. Yeah, nice hand, nice hand.
Very, very interesting. Ace nine off does get there, as we see. That didn't necessarily have to, right? There's going to be situations where he is just going to win versus tens, of course, as we see a hit to bottom or stack there. Queens now. Very, very nice hand, five-handed. 20 bigs. Again, maybe a light, small three bet. Is that what to do now?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is perfect sizing, very small. I like it. I mean, again, this is a spot where he cannot call, even though he's getting, it looks like a great price, right? It's almost just calling, you almost get the equity, but you don't because his three betting range is so strong that you don't want to flat anything. You don't get to realize your equity post flop, so can't really do much there except jam or fold. Limp here seems okay.
Wow, two pretty looking hands, 40% to a royal, both of them. Both have backdoor flushes, draws now, but not that exciting a flop for either of these hands. Although
Well,
both happy as we see a
we'll
check
probably
through.
we'll probably see like one bet go in on the river, or maybe on the turn. Like he's value betting the turn. He might get called here by queen high. And then I don't know. Actually, this one is interesting. Don't really understand. Yeah, maybe just denying some equity is fine here.
All right,
Let's see.
couple of
No
king
hands.
nines and bottom here with a interesting decision here to raise or limp. He does limp, covers significantly in 6-7 off. Also in that decision of if wants to have some bluffs, could go ahead and raise, but I guess in this scenario, not as willing to do that. He is gonna just check and be giving up here in this board. What hands there with some bluffs or some air would you like to see, or do you like checking back from that spot with majority of range?
I also check back with majority of my range. I mean, there's definitely hands that you should be raising, just to be able to also have value. But I don't know, man. Those spots are very awkward because I don't really know if he limps range or if he limps polar or if he limps like just linear or I don't know. So it's a very complex spot. Like blind versus blind is like the hardest one. So I don't think his hand was a rate. Like I think you need like a king or something to or a jack like this here. But here it's a little bit different. Like in this spot, like Peter raises your jack three. I would raise 100% of my hands, like every single hand. Like I would raise 7 deuce, 3 deuce, isolate every single time. No limping. No limping in my big blind, baby. No limping. If I cover you, just fall open fold every hand.
Yeah.
Okay, 10-5 defend. Nick just c bets, which is good. Like it's a board where it could get very tricky if they both had a club or something, but this one, I don't think he should raise anything. So I think he should just fold, even with the gut shot and an overcard. I like just fold, man. Nope, he does go for the raise. Let's see if Nick finds a click here. Gangster shit. No.
Seems too
Yeah,
dicey to
it's
be
too
on that
dicey. Yeah,
particular
yeah,
board. That would be some super power stuff, but yeah,
yeah.
well played by Pierre. I mean, goes for it,
Yeah,
decides
yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah, he goes a little bit wider than I would have gone, and it worked out. So nice hand.
Again, nothing super nice, but two playable hands in the button and big blinds.
Yep.
Pretty fair fight. Suited 8-9 versus King 5 dimes. Neither player with a pair. Hard to make a pair. I love saying it in Hold'em. It really is true. It's hard to make a hand, hard to make a pair. As we do get a 7 putting 8-9 suited open-ended now.
Yep.
Probably a
So
pretty good time.
he checks back with the King 5 on a super dry board. Again, I think it's very good to check back. A lot of people just see bet here, but I like checking back a lot. But this is where, yeah, the overbets come in. You know, this is where the overbets come in. And yeah, you just fold the King 5. It's just very important here that, let's say you have like aces, you also have to check back sometimes. Let's say you have ace 10, king 10, you also have to check back sometimes in those spots, because otherwise you could never call the turn, right? So you got to be balanced. You got to be balanced. Yeah.
Ace queen suited, very pretty hand.
I mean, king 4, you could defend here. You could 3-bet. You could fold. Like, all the options are open. But I like defending here. You cover him, so there's like more pressure on him than on you, even though your hand is kind of awkward to play sometimes. It works out. Okay, easy call, and then decide on the turn what to do, you know?
Ace queen, very tricky hand to play. From you, if you remember back in the day, it's my least favorite
Yeah.
hand. This is a pretty clear,
Yeah.
clear strength on this board and where you're at, but you are now against the two chip leaders tangoing here. If he wants to size up, I mean, the makes sense, right? There's some ace X you're gonna have in trouble, and also some like king 10, king jack. There are, or whatever, queen. There's some hands that are gonna have some extra equity with a pair. He does bet big. Possible heart draw. Picked up.
Nice hand.
Nicely done.
Yeah, this is where, you know, you can feel it, like the tension is here, because if you win like one big pot, you know, versus another big stack, like it's so much, you know, equity of the prize pool that you get, you know. So these big versus big is always like super, you know, tensions are running high. Okay, yeah, he does not limp, he just opens, which I like a lot, and we get a fold. I like the sizing too, not full 3x. Very good, very nice.
Peter plays.
Yeah.
He plays live too, right? He's got some good
Yes,
live.
yes. He plays live sometimes, yeah. He's also been around like forever. But I think he mixes live and online, the high stakes. See if Nick finds some creative play here. Nope, just solid folding, man. Solid folding. I like it. The deuce is not a good card to have there. Okay, this might go in, because I think Vladimir probably just wants to go all in from the big blind here.
Yeah, we saw him do this with ace-3 off. I mean, very similar stack to attack, and actually Nick's sort of in that pocket of ICM spot. So I mean, it does actually play well post though. So I don't know. Maybe we've seen him be aggressive in this situation. So that's all right. Doesn't go for all of it.
Wow, this is an interesting combo to do the normal in one, because you do get jammed on, and then like you fold with the ace 10 suited. I would just jam this one, because you have to fold. You can't call. Wow. I don't think that's a call, man. I mean, I don't know. That one is very interesting. I would have to look that one up. That was very interesting. Inducing with the ace 10 suited. That's very interesting. But he does get punished. He does get punished. That's what you get. That's what you get. You know?
Yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting all around,
Yeah.
and we are going to see a shift in power there, as your chip leader is still Peter, but this is a egg thrown. Doesn't
Yeah.
love it. There are two Dutch flags remaining. Looks like a Belgium, Canadian
Yeah.
flag, and Ukraine, and this is now a different dynamic. Chips have been distributed a little more equally, as we see 3.2 million for Pira.
Mhm.
Who have you played with at the? Have you? I mean, Nick, you played with. Peter, you played with. You played
I
with all
think I
these
play
guys.
with everybody. I think I play with everybody. Yes. Actually, the least with Peter, I would say he's not really a grinder. He just plays like the bigger stuff. But the other guys, like yeah, the other guys I definitely played a lot, uh,
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, might
yeah,
get a three bet
very.
here with the king 10. Nope. He's very picking his spots correctly. Let's go. Ooh, just go all in. That works too. I like it. No, the king jack is one of those hands, like some suited aces, some smaller pairs, the king jack suited. Just rip it in. Can't be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I mean, so nines though. Nines would have called. I mean, they would still be calling there.
If
It's
he jams,
close on the ace 10 suited. If instead of three betting, I mean, he's got a big hand.
yeah. I mean, like nines is
I
the nuts basically in that spot. I'm just really like confused with the ace 10. Like he was not committed, so maybe he has a read on Pita where he just gets it in with like a lot of ace X, like the lower ace X, so then it might be a good induce, but it really depends, if he has that read or not. I don't think it's a standard play at all. I think like jamming is slightly better there, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's one of those spots I'm not 100%.
yeah.
You know, it's always it's not easy. It's very interesting always. Let's see if he finds the three bet here with the ace 7. I don't think he should, but he goes for it. He goes for it. Let's see a four bet, baby. Let's see a four bet, baby.
Yeah, it's just convenient.
900K.
Oh, you got new chips, you got to stack, start three
Yeah,
betting, but
yeah. Ugh, no, I think Peter is very how can I say this? Like disciplined, very disciplined. He's making some like, I mean, he's overall he's playing great. He's not like a nit or something. He's just like making the correct folds. Because I would have just clicked it with the ace 9. I just click it.
whoa, playable. I mean, small blind, big blind. This would have been going going
And
in
I think
almost
it still might go
conservative.
in. I think
Still
it still might
could.
go in here. Like ace jack is, it's. I think it's a get in. It's very close though, because like yeah, wow, just lays it down. Wow. I mean it's good, of course. It's just very close. I think ace jack there. Because are you folding ace queen? No. And then why not ace jack? And you gotta have a certain cutoff point. So, but of course, like Peter also has a reason to not gamble because he does have, a good spot at the table, right? So he doesn't want to lose his chip lead, so he can keep opening a lot of hands, which is also very real thing in ICM.
Yeah, yeah. That was well done to get out of the way there. Had a
Yeah,
nice spidey sense. Doesn't get caught
yeah.
up, and 6-7 off here. Gonna go take a shot. Picks up the pot with the worst hand as well.
Aces again.
Aces getting handed out. Does
Yeah.
Nick have a flat here with the
Uh,
aces off this
he
stack?
actually does. He actually does, but I think it's one of those clicky thing spots. Like here, wow.
Oh no, 57-second disconnect.
There's no
Wow.
way. There's no
There's
way
no
he's
way,
gonna.
right? I mean,
There's no way.
we've all been there. If you're a player in the chat, you've been there. You've had aces, timeout. We've all had it in a big spot. But this is
This is
up there
like,
in a Super
yeah.
Millions, five-handed aces, the chip value, the spot. You're sort of like jockeying for third. All of a sudden, if you just take it down, forget about doubling or whatever. You're picking up a valuable spot. This is on the bloopers. This is on the feels bad. All of this things that you could say right now. This is you just come on, Nick, be that guy. Come on, have that miracle moment. The 1 second comeback. This is all time. Bert, come on. We're not
This
really
is
seeing this.
painful. This is extremely painful, man. This is a
I don't know
suitable.
is it
I
five
think you should
seconds? Is
sue
his hand
somebody.
actually dead in three
I think it's
seconds?
dead. I think it's dead, man. I think it's dead, man. Wow. 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 Wow.
Take a timeout at home. Everyone.
Wow.
I mean, let's like, Nick, I hope you get your internet back in general, but like, well, man, that is something you don't see every day. I don't think we've seen that big of a timeout in the Super Millions in a moment, really. I mean, that was like, it's not like he's been disconnecting. He's not been disconnecting in and
No,
out. That
not
was
at
like
all.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere as he gets aces, raised, 3-bet. Nick, great guy, and I do not want to be his computer, his mouse
Because the thing
right
is,
now.
he probably saw that he had aces. It's not like he was timing out before.
Yeah.
So he saw he had aces, and then he timed out. Wow, that is some brutal, brutal stuff.
Into
Wow,
a mini game. We got
mini
hands.
game.
We got a shot here at a thing, and that is. Let's see though. Hey, it's not over, and
Yeah,
Nick is. Who knows how he's going to end up? Maybe it all. Things can go differently, and you just
exactly.
never know. But as it stands, that is one that no one likes to see that. That is not fun. And here we go. Kings versus the mystery hand bottomer off of his perch from the highest stack. And what a flop for King. 7 deuce deuce. Sort of dreamy situation here.
Okay. Yeah.
Small 90, quarter 70, even the smaller it was 20%.
I mean, I would check, but I'm a gang. I like making it hard for myself. I would check here, but small is good, of course. You got small
You also got to
raise.
know your opponent. He knows Vadimer's got that lot of
Yeah,
maybe he's got extra combo check raises. The
yeah,
6-5 suiteds. All this maybe he just goes for everything here. 8-5
yeah.
suited of clubs. He's just going for every bit of it. And the ace on the turn.
Wow.
Oh man, there it is. It always comes. But really, does he have an ace that he's check raising? Not really, right? That doesn't make a ton of sense.
I think like from these positions, no. So I don't think he has a lot of ace X, except ace 7 maybe. So I think you should check here every time, but we saw before that in some spots, I guess you can bet again. But I think it's a check, yeah. Small bet. Again, I I don't see a lot of bluffs here in his range, in my opinion. But what is he value betting as well, right? So that's the question. Like he's not repping a lot. He's just repping a deuce. But I mean, he could fold a little bit of deuces in the big blind. It's not like he can defend every offsuit deuce. So yeah, interesting call. I don't see any bluffs here. So I mean, you got to make the fold with the kings, I think. All the river. I really don't see it, but yeah, this one is very interesting. I do want to see. Well, we probably get to see the showdown, right?
We will, right? It's mini games. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna
It's a
get to
mini
see
game.
it.
Okay, so I'm guessing deuce four,
Deuce
baby.
four. You think he's
Deuce
defending
four.
deuce four? So like suited, just in the big. I guess
Yeah,
suited.
deuce four of spades, baby. Deuce four of
Wow.
spades.
Wow. I'm lost on this hand. I'm just still thinking about the aces timeout for Nick.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go 8-5 of hearts. Or no, I guess he'd hit the 8. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You think he might still have bluffs, right? So you want to say a bluff, okay? Yeah.
I'll go
Okay,
bluff
okay.
just to be the other
Yeah, yeah,
side of it. But
yeah.
it does feel, you're right. It feels value heavy. You got the guy calls you, then he calls the turn. Like, are you trying to get an ace to fold? Like ace that's stuck on. Like you're right. It does scream deuce or Does scream deuce.
slow play pocket sevens, but I don't even know if he wants to raise the flop. So I mean, if this is a bluff, like that's crazy though. I would say like that's pretty crazy.
This guy's shown the willingness. He's definitely
Yeah,
been
I
in there
know,
with
I
some
know, I
light
know.
holdings. It also does look like he might be steaming a little though, so I do think it's also why he might actually have it too. But it's this is why poker's fun. But we need more
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it. We
yeah.
need hands up. I don't know. 50-50 for me.
Nick is back. Nick is back. Oh my God, man.
I don't even want to. I mean, that's like there's real tilt.
Yeah. Wow.
This is the chess clock's getting taken down, rightfully so. If
Yeah.
you have kings here,
Yeah.
it is hard to find a bluff.
This is definitely a spot where you have to think about everything because it is such a weird spot. Like this is definitely not, oh, it's either a call or oh, he's either bluffing or value. Like this is really tough to think about. Because like having an ace or having pocket kings is basically the same. Because I don't think he has a lot of ace X. So yeah, I mean, this is
I'm actually this has been my favorite hand mini game so far. This
yeah.
one, the hit cards down. This is a super this actually makes me realize how jaded we are in the booth. It's so like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
call an
exactly,
action, do
exactly.
this,
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh, it's all smooth. When it's like the cards are down, it's hard, man. It's hard to
yeah.
be in the moment and think what's going
I,
on.
well, we're gonna see deuce four of spades, and I'm gonna look like a genius. So you know, I'm gonna.
It does.
This is I mean this is really I understand the tank completely. I understand the tank completely. This is kind of like a you know what is going on here.
I just was thinking like 3-4 of hearts. That just was something in my head, like some sort of like random suited low cards, picked up equity, fires it through, puts it in. I just feel like he's capable. That's what I'm going. 3-4 of hearts, 4-5 of
Okay.
hearts, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His power went out. Wow.
That's just too much, dude.
Power.
That's
Wow.
you look like you're living in the Matrix, the vortex. Like variance is a real thing in life, and uh, that's. I mean, let's see what happens though. Hey, it's not over. He can still win. He can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
do.
yeah.
He would
Yeah.
have just
He's got.
picked up the pot anyway, right? I mean, he would have
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it's a huge
I don't think it was
difference,
gonna be. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a
but
lot of
not.
chips in the pot though, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not
It's
like
like a
it was gonna go all in. Yeah.
yeah. Plus, he's missed a couple hands, so I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he's gonna. Man, I'm 4-5 of hearts. My guess. I'm just thinking. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with it.
Deuce four of spades versus four five of hearts. Let's see.
Let's go. What do you think? We're running out of time, but audience, 1 for value, 2 put bluff. What do you think? Type it in the chat quick because we're gonna get to see it at least within the next. I guess still has a minute 45. He is in deep in the tank. They say
Yeah,
think
yeah.
long, think wrong, and he
Uh,
is thinking very long for sure. This one,
yeah.
this is like you got to throw a dart at the board.
Yeah.
1 versus
Yeah, yeah.
2, value
Like
versus bluff.
this is not even a spot where you can say, "Oh, maybe he's, you know, he has a friend running a sim." Like this is not that kind of spot because this doesn't matter, you know? Like this is not a real you can't solve this. This is just, you know, you got it. Wow, he folds.
Deuce. All
King
right, you're right.
deuce.
Suited deuce.
King
Suited
deuce. I knew
deuce.
it.
Nice. There you got
Wow.
it. Yeah, you're right.
I
There you
got the
go. All
spades
right.
right too. Yeah, 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 yeah.
A lot of 1s and 2s in the
Yeah.
chat. People like the mystery game. You guys like
I
that? We
love
should
it,
do
man.
more
I
of
love
that.
it.
I
Like
think we
it's
got to do more of
perfect for
that.
me. It's perfect for me because I know what people have without seeing their cards. Like because I'm the best, you know. So for me, it's easy.
We just put you,
Uh,
yeah, we put you on a platter. That was even the suits. You're two-stepping now with the suit.
yeah,
Full.
yeah.
Yeah, now we're showing off. All right, well, audience at home, we were split.
Yeah,
I do think you're right. I do think it does. It's going to be weighted value in that
yeah.
exact spot. Nice fold though. I mean, ultimately too, pretty nicely done to get rid of the kings. I guess the ace saved them
Yes.
inherently, but
Well,
still hard to fold there.
the ace changes the hand completely because it makes Vladimir's bet on the turn like insanely strong in my opinion. Like so strong that I don't even think he has any bluffs on the turn. I don't even think, like you said, like four five of hearts. I don't even think he bets it. I think he just
Right.
check raises or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very
Ace
interesting
eight
spot though.
force. Oh, do we gonna get a double? Oh, is it a no? We need
Yeah, no,
this could be a double. Be right back in it. Ace eight
yeah,
fours looking solid. Paint is safe. That is a double up. 4 spades, no spades. So a pure flip and a still 5-handed match. At 4, I'll do the cue the giveaway. Got to hit the thumbs up to be part of it. Be ready for the keyword. 111 so far have hit the thumbs up. 1,300 watching. Thanks for joining. Let us know in the world where you are watching from. And we got Giraffe in Europe. I am in Brazil. Let us know where you're at. I will be at the WSOP. If you see me out there, please say hi. Can't wait to play a little high-low. 10K, the 10K bounty. There's the main. The main should break records this year. It just has to, right? It's gonna be.
Everybody keeps saying that, so I believe it because when everybody says something, they just make it happen. You know, there'll be some. If it's close, it's definitely happening. You know. Okay, I need a break. I need to smoke a cigarette. You know, I need to.
Take it out. We'll call this flip. We got ace 9 sixes, and we are seeing a potential ace. It just felt it was like too much to win 2 in a row. Needs a little bit of help. We're gonna queue up the giveaway here. It is a 3 across, and that is a 8. Not enough. Looked like maybe at a straight, but that need more cards. We are down to 4-handed. I'm gonna queue the giveaway. We're gonna go GGPoker Giraffe, and then type in your GGPoker username. Good luck to the remaining 4. Good games all around. That is the keyword. And the hands up. You guys can guess the winning exact cards and suits if you want to have a chance at the jackpot, which is a progressive. That is there pinned on the YouTube chat. Getting juicy. No one's won it yet. It gets bigger every week. Should go ahead and do that. I said King of Hearts, King of Spades. 6-8 off was King. Draft goes at an interesting time. We could be getting going here pretty fast. Ace Queen, King Jack, Ace Queen. Nick Mamoni. Talk about timing. Oh man, no. There's a sweat. There is a sweat. 79%, and it is that would have been too cruel. Flop the ace, get runner after folding aces, but as it turns out, 3.2 million 4-handed. So hey, again, butterfly effect, things can be different. He is actually in second with 4 left, so pretty good. And ace queen dealt again as Peter going to go ahead and open ace 3 suited. So there you go. Hit the thumbs up, type in the keyword. We will get a winner for you announced here, and we will also be giving away $50 or $100 at the end of the stream as well. And another hands up. I mean, this is another mini game. Audience, ace 10 off. We got under the gun Pira who's active, opening, and I'll play this one myself. Let me focus in. I feel like I got the last one incorrect, and Jack 10-9 versus Pira, and again, could definitely bet small here, right? Like 120. Depending on his hand strength, could go bigger even, or if he has like ace queen off, he does bet small. And ace 10 certainly got a call, as we are going to see. I imagine just a call. Don't really see any other situation. We got another. Look at this. Mini games are coming fast and furious. Here we got another one here. Ace 10 off under the gun. Peter gonna flat, and now a 9 on the turn. And I would imagine they're picking this as a mini game. It's gonna be interesting. Probably a bet. And no, not a bet. So now ace 10 got to feel a lot better, although still scary, right? Even if you got queens, kings, are you gonna bet the turn? Probably 9-10 jack, 9-9 2 spades. So now ace 10 on the river.
He could definitely check back strong. I think Peter is gonna check. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. He could also bet small, but it's a little bit thin. So I like the check. Now, what are we going to see? Are we going to see an overbet?
600, 580. Let's see it. What's in? Oh no, how much is in there?
540, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yes, let's see a little 640 or 700 here. Let's see a little real.
Ooh.
All right, big boy bet, over bet. We're playing the hand well so far. We're calling action, and this one is tough. This is a tough spot.
I mean, I missed the action, but I assume it went c-bet flop, check turn, and then overbet river, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, you could have some bluffs. So the bluffs are King X here, I think. King X. So he has.
Not ace queen. Off.
No, it's too good. It's too good. I think I would say King 8. King 8 of hearts.
All right, he raised under the gun, four-handed, and let's see. No,
Wait,
they got
it
to
broke.
show it, right? No way. That's
They're
too
trolling.
much,
They're
guys.
trolling.
Hold
Come
on.
on, man.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
ask the chat.
Hey,
Wait, 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 wait,
somebody's getting
wait.
fired. Somebody's getting fired.
That was cruel and unusual. I gotta get it. Where's this chat, man? What was the hand?
I mean, it was King 8. I told you, it's King 8.
Um, Jack 10 9 9 9, was it? Yeah,
Uh,
Jack 10 9 9.
yeah.
That's a first. That was I'm super. There's the King 8 suited.
Yeah.
All right, Ace 6 5s. We got the giveaway live. Keyword is GGPoker space giraffe space your GGPoker username, and we are going to give away $50 or $100 as well as the hands up, which is live. And Giraffe and I got a little. It's getting
Yeah.
interesting for the. Oh, and you missed Nick doubled.
Yeah,
Ace
I
Queen
saw. I
suited.
saw. I was just outside the
Oh,
frame with all my friends smoking a cigarette. No,
there you know. So when you say friends, let us know who you
no,
got
I'm
there. You
joking.
got
I'm
what?
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, but don't you got some don't but on the far where
Yeah.
you on a you do have goats, you got some stuff. You have animals. You do have
Yes.
a
Yes.
fair amount of animals. What do you got? What's your arsenal?
14 cats. 5 horses. 3 goats. 2 sheep. 2 dogs. 8 or 9 chickens. Yeah, something like that. 9
Oh,
chickens, I think. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, 2 geese as well. 2 chinchillas. Yeah, we got the whole shebang. I'm hoping for some cows as well in the future, but we're full at the moment. We're full.
interesting. All right, I'm gonna ask him what the hand was, see if we can get that. That was
Yeah,
that it's fun to see it, but we need to actually see it. Ace
yeah,
nine,
yeah,
king seven, Baltimore gonna go ahead and pick up the pot as we are four-handed anyone's game. Break, we'll skip through. And I'm
yeah.
asking what happened on the side. I don't know. I don't know. You're going bluff, huh? You just think it's a bluff.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a bluff. I think it's King 8.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting payouts. A lot to play for. 138 next payout, all the way upstairs there to 291. And I don't have an answer yet for you guys on that hand. I don't know what happened there. Just don't know. That was
Maybe they also didn't see it. No, no, yeah, that's not. Can be.
I think we'll get
Yeah,
an answer. Here we go. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
typing. Let's see if they can
yeah.
find it. Oh, ace eight off.
Wow, I was close. I was close again. I was close again. I knew the 8. I thought it was gonna be a king instead of an ace,
Bluff.
but yeah, it was a bluff. I called it. I called it. Sick jam here with the trees, and he does one time before folding, which is the correct emoji.
All
There's
right,
also like
bluff.
an emoji strategy is very important on GG Poker.
Yeah, they got the best software. I mean, the GIFs,
Yeah,
the
for sure, for
emojis,
sure.
the stuff. It's
Yeah,
really it is strong. And my man
yeah.
Pierre is feeling himself with the ace eight off. Is he going for it again? Here he goes. King six suited takes it up. Not going to work this time. Vladimir is with a real hand.
Yeah.
Just as Click
Click,
City. Is this just
Click
a click?
City, Click City, baby.
Just
This
right
this is
back at him.
like, I don't know, 850. Let's go,
There it
baby.
is. There it
Is it?
is. King six
Yeah.
suited. It starts getting uncomfortable. It's tough to have that three bet and then have to fold, right? It really is. It hurts,
Hmm.
but there it is. You got to do
You
it.
gotta do it. You gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah, we saw the ace 10 off peel. That was one you didn't love earlier, right? The 3x under the gun, like 12 blinds or
Yeah,
something.
but
And
I mean, he's a less experienced player, right? Like you have to judge these guys way harsher than just a guy who's, taking a shot or like learning the game or having some fun, like it's easy to say, oh, it's a bad play, but you always have to, it's not like if I would have played the ace 10 like that, it would have been the worst thing ever. But for him, it's he saw a flop with the ace 10 offsuit. Can't be that bad, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, 6-7. Also playable hand. Let's see what happens here. C-bet, call, check turn. Maybe donk on the turn. We might see a first donk on the final table. On a deuce. I'm calling the cards. I'm calling the cards, baby. No donk on this one. And now the ace king is very interesting, but in my opinion, it's an easy bet. Because you don't get, like, it feels like you don't want to get jammed on, but you're actually not getting jammed on that much here. It's just like 7x of spades. That's it. So just bet, and 6-7, just folding, just folding.
Yeah. Seems optimistic to stick in.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, he was kind of correct, but it's, I don't, yeah.
I mean, this is one where it's a bit unfortunate too, because you kind of, when you call there, you realize your opponent likely has some semi bluff. So if one of these cards come in, you know, you could talk yourself into, oh yeah, spades or something, you know, the queen pairs.
Yeah, it's more
This
of a
is
hand where like he just prays that the river goes check check, you know, which it could happen sometimes because he's on the button, right? So his range is very wide. Yeah, jam's very standard. I mean, now he's actually like because Vladimir's range is super narrow. You could consider calling here with the 6-7. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it wouldn't be the worst call. I just think like the turn is a little bit debatable.
yeah.
I mean, he should fold, but it wouldn't be the worst call. Yeah, gets it through. Nice.
If that's the queen of hearts or a different queen that's not doesn't complete the flush, how much of a difference is it to make for him to call there?
Well, if Vladimir jams, then, um, I mean, it's even more polarized, right? So like he should be calling more with a bluff catcher there, but it's hard, you know. It's very hard to call in those spots just with a pair. So you got to try and avoid those spots basically. I mean, there is less ICM because there's only 4 people, right? So you can't really just fold and pray that people bust anymore. Like 9-handed, you just fold, and there's always like a reasonable chance that they bust. But like now, you know, you got to get in there and play, you know. So interesting flat here with the ace-5. Not really. It's fine, of course, but Peter should see bet big. See. Oh, he checks. Interesting. I mean, check is also good, of course, but I think like versus Nick's range here, I like betting. Wow, I don't like this, to be honest. So he has some equity, but he also has ace high, and the jack is slightly better for Peter. So I wouldn't be surprised if Peter finds a click raise here or calls. Yeah, not surprised. See what Nick does now. I mean, he has to think he doesn't have showdown, right, with the ace, so. Okay, big sizing, but not overbet. I mean, this might be. I mean, we can see the cards, right? So it's always like, oh, yeah, just raise the king 10 on the river, but because we can see the
Yeah.
cards. But yeah, nice bluff at the ace-5. I wouldn't have played it like that. Yeah, interesting. Limp, raise, click, jam.
Couple of solid hands. Maybe we're actually, yeah, some playability here. Pira on sub 20, but Nick back to 4 million, very healthy, and it's anyone's game. Really three-way tight, and then one shorter stack, but still plenty of chips in here. King 3 suited, ace queen off.
Well, King
Definitely
3, he should click it
off. King 3
here.
off. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, King 3, just click it, and then yeah, ace queen
Oh, he
clicks
went
it
big.
again,
He
or
went
jam.
big.
I think yeah, he went big. Well, I mean, yeah, it's okay. I like it. I like this one. The sizing too. He's out of position, so he doesn't want to get like too good of odds, but yeah. And now we got another click, I think. Why not? Just click it, baby.
Just click it. Yeah, this one hurts more when you get clicked at this size and this depth when you then have to fold, right? So, but same. I mean, similar. You do. How big a difference is that to shove versus click?
I mean, it depends, right? Like the problem when you click with ace queen is you're gonna have to call it off, and it might look a little bit punty, right? Because it's still a lot of big blinds, it's a big spot, and if you jam, it's never a mistake. So when you click it, you basically, you know, you end up kind of like just guessing that he's gonna click it again too much or something, right? Or he's gonna jam too wide. But I think like ace queen is good enough there to just keep clicking. But I definitely like the jam, and I also like the click with the king 3. Yeah, I mean the play has been like very very high level in my opinion. Like some small hands that I don't think even are mistakes, but just I would play it differently. But um, yeah, like very high level. It looks so easy, when you see the cards. It looks easy, but it's very hard to play like this. Uh, very hard.
Yep. Jack 6, Jack 10. Jack 10 does have the best hands, but no player really liking what's happening here. Pira, important pot for him in particular as the shortest 624 in the middle and the 3 pairs. So not much changing here, but see if Peter is able to take a stab.
I would probably give up with the Jack 6 here. Like blind versus blind to limp pot or single raise pot, you have to be very careful with your bluffs, because you could easily be over bluffing. So I like to give up here. Again, I can see the cards, so you should bluff here if you can see the cards, right? If you see he has Jack 10, you should just throw out a bet. But I like to give up here. Yeah. Nice hand all around once again.
Yeah, 1.8 wide open, very, very tight between the 3 and 4 stack positions, although Peter with the lead. Nick sitting healthy after that. Aces debacle. At least he's four-handed, right? And he's set 2 of 4.
Yeah.
Nice recovery from that situation where it was looking pretty grim. Queen Jack just gonna go ahead and surf it in. Picks it up. Nice recognition of the spot risk premium. I don't know how much that resonates with you when you're the shortest and that terminology. That's a raise your edge special there. Something I learned from Ben CB, and I think that he's right there though. They're tied, right? They're tied between 3 and 4. You see the jump there is a jump, and we got another mini game. They're really giving us some mini games.
Yes.
Today.
Hey, I've been like correct like every time, right? I've been right every time. So let's keep it up. Let's keep it up.
You're dialed in. You're putting your record on the line right now. But we are going to see 5-6 in the small blind versus the big blind. So we see the limp. Peter definitely could raise with the situation. Probably realizing Bottomore is pretty strong here most of the time, right? Just got a decent hand. I shouldn't say pretty strong, but isn't just in there with the stone air. Although we did see him with King 3 off go for it just before. So checks backdoor flush draw 6 high gut shot for Bottomer, and Peter now in control. Sees a check, decides to bet.
Bet big. So he's gonna get raised here because I don't think he can call. So we're gonna see a check raise, and then it's gonna get interesting for sure.
I mean, 380, something small. No,
wow,
call.
He does call. Wow. Interesting. So
Pair now,
6.
flush possible.
Yep. Is he leading? Oh no, I thought he was gonna lead. Okay, let's see what sizing. Now we should size down a little bit, I guess, but I don't even know, man. Blind versus blind is very hard. I think like a half pot would be fine here. Yep, good sizing.
Yep. Bottomer gonna looks like call, and then I
Well,
mean
he could click it, but yeah.
you guess that's wow sick
Wow, wow. This is
giraffe in the Matrix right now. This is awkward.
yeah. Well, this one it could be like Peter could jam here, man. Like this is this is a really this is again a really interesting spot. I have no idea what he has, by the way. Like I'm still waiting for more action so I can narrow it down a little bit, but I have no idea so far. I mean, if he calls, we can guess a little bit more, right? Okay. Wow. So I mean, what's happening here, man? Like this is the spot where like does he just punt it off with the 5-6? Or does he check call or like what's the play here? I don't know. I don't know this line. Like if you put the cards over the 5-6, I would have never guessed 5-6. By the way, that's too hard. So very creative line here. Peter, I don't know. He has a bunch of jacks. He also still has a flush. You know, he's not capped in any way because he bets like half pot on the turn. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a flush. He
Right.
also has like some flush draws, right? So like the ace X clubs, but he doesn't really have that many ace X that he doesn't raise pre-flop.
Right.
So uh yeah,
Um,
I mean maybe we get some time back here, but like I mean if he's considering calling here, like yeah, it has to be a jack, right? It has to be a jack. If he's not snapping, well, I mean even a jack is like very easy call. Well, not easy, but 5-4.
4-5. He
Wow, wow,
has the
wow, wow,
gutter, bakes it,
wow.
just calls, doesn't get the club, and that is a hand of the day. I'd say that
Yeah,
was a very interesting. Doesn't raise the four
yeah,
five off. Limped, it got limped into, just checks
yeah,
back, and then gets the
yeah.
money situation, and that is your chip leader, three-handed. I'm gonna announce the winner of the giveaway again. Hit the thumbs up. GGPoker is the keyword. Space draft
Yeah.
space your GG username. If you guys want to get in. What's happening now? I am at a chip
Well,
deficit.
I mean,
This
yeah. I mean, yeah. I just took the Belgian guy. He was like what 14 chips. I just, you gotta go. You gotta have faith. You gotta have
got to
faith.
back. You got to stick with.
Yeah,
You got to go with your heart. Use a
yeah,
restroom just as we finish this. That could be.
yeah,
Give me 1 second. It might be
yeah.
over. If it's over, making a dramatic call. Be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, like the 5-6 is very, very interesting. Um, very interesting, very interesting. Again, like I mentioned it before, right? He plays different than a lot of people, but I don't know. He plays. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. It's just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, he's unlucky that Peter had the nuts. Of course, I didn't even think he would have yeah considered folding the river, but maybe he's just taking his time to make sure. Yeah, that was very interesting. I mean, Peter been playing good. He's been making like some folds that don't look super tight, but like he's just kind of avoiding the spots where he would have lost, basically. So that's a skill to have. Just lose the minimum is very important. Losing the minimum is very important. Yeah, yeah.
Whew. It's like a movie theater. You're right there. Had to really go. This is no one out, three-handed still. Big sweats on the line for everyone, the audience as well. Let's see. Peter, Mamoni are for the 150 is Pyra, and then this is a pickup. This is a nice pickup for Nick. He's gonna get that done. He's chipping on up 3.94 million almost. All right, guys, a little longer. Once we get heads up, I will draw the giveaway. So again, your last chance, hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying yourself. 1,300 on watching. I hope you're enjoying with Giraffe here, the man, the myth in the building. And of course, next Tuesday, actually, Pamela from the GG squad is going to be in the booth here with me. So that'll be fun to chat with her. And yeah, then I'll be going to Vegas from there. So a lot of action, man. These are fun. These are fun. I feel like the booth magic. I'm sure you're gonna be. We'll see you at a bunch of these final tables coming up, fresh out of being in here. That seems to how it works for the most part.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll have to play them.
Yes.
I'll have to play them. You know, if I'm guaranteed to make final tables now, gotta play them.
Strong likelihood. Guaranteed is a big word. It's strong likelihood.
Strong likelihood.
That's for sure. And Mamoni doing his best to keep the pressure on. He is staying dangerous, separate himself. Blinds are up 5,100K. A lot easier to do the, 5,100. So you can see 63 blinds for Peter, 2642 across the board. And these guys are very familiar with one another for sure. Yeah. And there is a raise. So we do see the light raise, and 3-5 suited going to limp fold. So there is the air ball. Big blind raise in the situation. All players well aware what's happening. 6-8 suited in the small playable hand, but not maybe 3-bet. Is it as he's thinking? No, not the 6-8. More blockers, right? You want to have more.
Yeah. Well, there's less ICM here, so there are some flats as well in the small blind, but when you're a chip leader and there's a guy with 25 big blinds, I think you still want to put the pressure on, even though there's a little bit less ICM risk premium.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. I would c-bet. Any two. Nick is definitely capable of raising like pretty wide, but yeah, I think I would also just get out of the way. Okay, that seems maybe a little bit too wide. Let's rip it, baby. All in.
Threes, Jack 8. Yeah, that is my camera off.
No, I think it works.
It's weird on the Super Millions. It looks off, like on the feed. I'll just take a look, but maybe not. I see it here, but
yeah,
weird. I just messed it up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh no, I think it's good. I think I'm just tripping.
7 deuce. Let's see if we see a flop with the 7 deuce. Nope. Net. Absolute net. Just open folding 7 deuce. It was suited.
Ace Jack, Queen 4 suited. Yeah. Nice spot to find a playable hand here. Picks it up, no resistance. Yeah. All right, we are gonna announce the giveaway. Appreciate it. 170 hitting the thumbs up out of 1,400. Been on here with us today. We are having ourselves a nice afternoon. And Peter, Ace-6, three-handed button raise.
Yeah, this is a 3-bet.
600, 700, 600.
Yep. He's gonna get ripped in his face again. Yeah. I mean, it's a standard hand, you know. It's just it's good 3-bet. It's good 3-bet. So yeah, he shows a 7. He shows a 7. Let's go.
Ace-5, 20 blinds here for Pira.
Okay. Oh, and 3-bet is good. I like it. So even from the small blind, you can go small. I mean, this one is a little bit different because Peter actually has some flats here. Because again, there's a little bit less ICM, but it's still, you know, you can still have a small 3-betting range here. So Ace-5 is definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something's gonna happen here.
Yeah, ace
I
10.
mean, he might just jam, but he could also 3-bet not all in. No, yeah, just jam.
Six, seven, ace seven, queen 10, and this will be a blind on blind affair as ace seven goes for the limp. Nick knows playable hand, just checks back queen 10
Mm-hmm.
as ace seven was maybe looking to limp jam, and
Yeah,
now
could be
just starts
possible.
betting.
Yeah, value bet on the flop. I mean, you could go with a check as well, but seems fine to bet. Deuce very interesting. Yeah, bet small. I mean, the problem with the problem with with these kind of spots is like it's it seems okay to bet like with ace x and for value, but it becomes quite awkward on the river sometimes. I mean, here he basically gets the nuts, right? Is Nick gonna rip it in his face? I don't think so, but you never know. He's not repping. I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do anything there when the seven comes. It would be more interesting when it just bricks out, you know. And then we might see some bluff in there, but
Yeah, never easy, still three-handed, and about anyone still could claim this as we see the prizes are starting to get large on the differences. Third 177 guaranteed, 291 up top, so still a lot to play for as we see 5-7 in the small blind here. Small blind, big blind, going to see a lot of this three-handed, of course. Start with the limp. King 4, definitely one of the ones you would expect Nick to raise. He does. Nice takedown.
yep,
Nick definitely
yep,
knows his small blind, big blind
yep.
ranges. That's for sure. These guys are here not giving anything away. Okay, two suited hands.
He could raise here, 8-4. It's a little bit deeper, so a little bit more playability seems fine. Okay, check. I would just bet the 9-3, but that's just me. I think it's okay to check, of course. Okay, bet was of course fine with the 8-4. He's got to check now, I think. I mean, he could bet it, but it's very thin. Actually, it would be fine, but it would be very thin. Get value from a tree.
Yeah, this is a 437K pot. Nick goes
Uh,
with a big bet,
he turned
and
his hand into a
he's
bluff. That is impressive. Like the ace is obviously better for him. Um, so I don't mind it. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good. I like it. So the ace is better for him because he check called the flop, right? So um, Peter is not betting many aces on the flop. Also, he's raising them a lot pre-flop, and Nick has a lot more aces getting to the river. So he just reps it. He turns his tree into a bluff, and it worked out, man. Nice hand.
and yeah, very nice. Pirate gonna go ahead and flat. Ace 6 suited, big flop, ace high, nut flush draw, jack 7 suited. Also got the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draws, and this
Yep.
could be an interesting pot as we see the jack come. That is quite a card. Quite a card. Jumps into the lead, and
Yep.
Ira is still going to be interested in continuing the hand.
Yeah, but it's not the easiest. Like I don't know if it's a 100% C bet on the turn. Um, it depends what like Pira's range looks like. I don't really know. He does go for the bet, which of course is fine. He makes two pair, and Pira is just gonna show down ace high. Is Peter gonna go 10 here? I don't think so. Yeah, just check. Okay, yeah, nice hand, nice hand. Nice hand.
Okay, no contest there. Nick gonna give it up. Three-handed here still. Again, see the payouts in the lower left of your screen, actually, on the ninth place, getting 40,000 all the way up to 291. Top three here, guaranteed 177. And 6-3 suited, little 2.5x coming out as he attacks. 9 deuce suited,
Yep.
and a re-raise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know about the 9 deuce, but seems fine. We haven't really seen a lot of like 2.5xing, right? So he's just like, okay, something new. Let's throw something at it and see what happens. Because everybody's been limping or going a little bit bigger. Yeah, he goes big at ripped on. Yeah, standard.
Yeah, Nick just no hesitation. He's like, also his
No,
internet.
yeah, yeah.
His
Yeah,
internet. He's like, all right, if I'm playing, I'm playing. I'm not gonna have that happen again.
yeah, no tank it.
No cue. Yeah, I think we might see him less small three betting, right? It might just be more all on the close
No,
ones, but
no, he always plays fast. That's what I like about him. He always everything insta, insta flat, insta jam, insta check raise, everything fast. I like it.
yeah, let us know if you're enjoying the mini games, the hands where is a covered cards. Type M in the chat. I'm curious if everyone's enjoying that like we are. I
Yes.
feel like I'm usually pretty dialed in what people have. I've been a little lost today. Made a few guesses and been
I
sort
mean,
of
yeah, you've picked like the opposite side of me though, so because you're a
yeah.
nice guy, you're the host, so like you took the opposite side, but I'm always right. So when I pick a hand, just say the same thing,
I'm
because I'm
gonna go
always right.
bandwagon from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might. It's kind of late though. I'm just hoping maybe you get one wrong and I can get on the right of
Yeah.
it because it's yeah. I'm
I'll let
sort
you
of.
guess first, I'll let you guess
Oh, that's
first.
okay.
Yeah.
That's another way. We think we will have another one. M is yes, N is no. How about that? M. A lot of M's. People are digging the mini games. I like them
It's
too.
fun. Yeah, I like it too.
It
They
is.
picked
It
they picked
is.
good hands as well. They were all interesting hands.
Yeah. Everyone's got some shared cards here. Queen 8 off, 10-8 suited, 10-9 suited. Is Peter thinking about a squeeze here? No, Queen 8 off. But he would have flopped them in big trouble
Yeah.
if he completed. Just one of those hands, that's also I think a big, I would say, mistake or area that people can improve on is understanding like the big blind defense and which spots, right? Because you get in these weird ones, even here like Queen 8, there's just not a lot of great scenarios, although it would have been in this
Yeah.
spot, he would have hit the queen and really no one had anything to contest with. But that is something I see that people really do just seem kind of lost on like how if multi-way as well, right? Closing
Yeah,
action, if it's
multi-way. Yeah,
three-way,
yeah.
how to play and how much tighter you should be, or even have some squeezes and more fold raise instead of just call.
Yeah. Just going back to limping. Seems good. Bet. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, I have to say the level of play is very high. Like every final table I've watched has been like very, very high level. Like the big one with Rumuculus and Juan Pardo, that one was amazing as well, right? Like uh, he pulled off that crazy bluff. That was crazy. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's been some sick hands for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, so much fun.
It is. It's great. Final tables they are fun. This is there's rarely been a final table. I don't know if ever where I'm like, it was like wasn't really
Yeah.
anything exciting. There's been usually some tempo, different styles, different
Mhm.
different game plans, and it just ends up being fun. Knight King Deuce give up and jacks, not what Nick wants to see there. A walk, rare to
Yep.
get a walk three-handed, at least get a limp, but doesn't get it. And here we go. There's the little fireworks on the screen as we are going to see
Uh-oh.
a ace king tier 1 situation as we
Yep.
see the limp and Peter, is he gonna take it? Is he gonna take a little 3x? There it is.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna see a click, I presume. I don't think he's flatting here. And he's not jamming, because otherwise they wouldn't pick the hand. Wow, very big. Very big. Yeah, there's a lot of calling here, to be honest. Wow, very big. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, if he calls, I mean, they're gonna have the same stack going to the flop. Pira and
wow. I mean,
tens,
jacks, eights.
eights. All right,
Wow,
I'll take
eights.
that.
Hold, hold.
Close. This is important. Oh no.
Ah, good
Oh
flop.
my God.
Hold.
Dead.
Vamos, 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 Belgica. I mean, it's a flip. It's a flip. This is very good. So I won the drafting, right?
Is it over? Did you had Pira too?
I think so, yeah. I'm not 100% sure though, but I think
I think
so.
so too. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
did because I had the other Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, wow. Shutout. 10, 12
Yeah.
million chips to zero. That is a win. 500 going to the
Yeah.
charity of your choice.
Yeah.
Very, very nicely done. And
Nice.
this is now up to, I mean, big lead, what, 6-1, 11, no, 5-1, 5.5-1, king three, king deuce. And we are going to see if Peter can take it down. I'm going to announce the winner here. Let me get the winner of this. I'm going to get the winner right here. And I guess it's either, well, it is, the audience has something still to play for. It's
Oh,
either
okay.
50 or $100.
Who has to win? Who has to win for $100?
Peter's for 100. If it's
Okay,
big
okay.
sexy, it's 50.
Well, let me tell you, chat, you're gonna get $100, baby. He's not losing. He's
He's
not
not going to
losing.
not losing. This one's dangerous. This is a vulnerable
I know,
hand. This
I
is
know,
chips
I
to
know.
go in the middle. He's got the 9-3. You're right though. He's got the, oh,
He's
that's
not
a nice.
losing. He's not losing.
He's got a hammer on this hand for sure.
Yeah,
And let's see if a spade rolled off could get maybe a little something or something
yeah.
going here. It's gonna be hard though. 10 deuce. Does he ever check it over? Nah, you gotta bet. Your opponent's gonna just check back, queen
Yeah.
high and stuff. You gotta bet. What is it? Maybe small. Or do you polar? Do you go big now? You know he doesn't have an ace. Maybe hero calls you 400. Do you go bigger? This is why these guys get paid the big bucks because of sizing. They really know where they're at. They find the big size. Try to make a king high hero.
Nice.
6 or something there. Nice bet. Doesn't get
I mean,
the
in general, the answer to like what sizing is always like be greedy. Always be greedy. Always be greedy. I think that's I think Bansi B is also like of that ilk. He always he's like just go all in. Just go all in when you have a good hand. Just go all in and hope they call. And that's actually a good strategy.
Yeah, you're right. I guess the times you get it. Also, the other times where the bluff, it makes it harder, right? When you're putting big sizings and it makes it more difficult to play against the big sizings. Yes. That's for sure. I agree with that. King 10 4 deuce, King 10 the taxi is on the button min raising. What about a lot of guys limp off this stack depth? No, is this
it's a mix. It's a mix, right? So like people mix it up. I like not limping too much because I'm a dum-dum and I don't know how to mix my strategy. So I just play like a suboptimal strategy, which I at least know how to play, Because if you mix it, it's a little bit more complex, right? So I just like to keep it simple.
And gotta imagine start betting here. He's got a perfect hand to do it. He's blocking. He's got a 4 in there. Could have a straight. He's got a semi bluff with the club draw. 4 deuce would actually be good as well. And everything working for Peter today, just kind of going his way. And here we go, king, queen, king, deuce. Does he start coming in for some limps, or is he still gonna just start come with the raise?
There's definitely limping here. King, queen, yeah. Oh, okay. Let's get ripped on. Let's get ripped on. He's, balancing his time bank. Whoa, he calls. Wow. That's some gangster stuff. I like it. Like, he's gonna call again. He's not folding
for
here.
Sure. I think he's as played. He's just gotta take it down. He also has a spade, which is something, but as now it doesn't mean as much though. King queen though, king queen high, check over. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the play. You're right. I think
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
giving
yeah,
the
yeah.
rip, but this is actually,
I really
just
thought he was gonna
shows.
rip it, but like calling is really good because
Oh,
come on, man.
it's hold that thought. It is. It's just result
It's
oriented
really
stuff.
good. It's really good to call, like because of the polarized range. He can't fold, man. Can he fold? Is he gonna turn his hand to bluff? No. Unlucky, man.
Yeah.
Unlucky, unlucky. I mean, he still has, of course, a big advantage, but yeah, would have been a nice pot to take down, so he could start jamming a lot. And so here, like, you can mix it. See, like, you can mix it, and then this one you can open, and then some other, suited hands you can limp, some better hands you can limp. Like, it's a pretty. If you know how to play it, it's very nice because you could just follow kind of like a certain guideline. Interesting raise here with no backdoor flush. I don't see a fold here ever, so interesting card as well because he has no ace, so yeah, he has to check. This is where Peter should bet one big blind, and the reason is because it's funny. It's hilarious because there is nothing Pira has except the deuce sometimes. He could raise bottom pair. He could try and wrap it. He has to jam, baby. Let's go. I don't think he's gonna do it. It's too. He's gonna realize he has too many bluff combos and he's just gonna give up. Yeah. Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. So the 9-7 is a good combo, but I think like you want the backdoor flush.
Yeah.
So, but
All right.
two
Now he's
overcards and a
limping.
backdoor straight. Yeah, yeah, limping.
Motown, J5 suited. Peter, does he want to just good enough not to get raised on? Doesn't want to get limp raised, and he is going to hit top pair 7-9 off, likely just to stab on the Jack 4-4. No, it doesn't take it. Interesting. Would think he would just be betting there, but
You can mix it again, like maybe the better jacks you want to bet, and then the lower ones you want to slow play a little bit. Or
no, I
maybe
was
the
saying for
spade.
Pira on the
Oh,
when
yeah,
Jack
Piro,
turned the
yeah,
flop,
yeah.
just hit like
Well,
7-9 off.
you have to be very, very careful because you could easily just bluff everything. On these kind of boards, like you have to be very careful because you can end up just like tripling it off every hand because like, oh, I have the bottom of my range. You just have a lot of combos of nothing. Okay, this is interesting. So check, check, flop, bet the turn, and then bet the river.
He's gonna call, I think, right?
It's close. I mean, it's a good line. So yeah, nice call, man. Wow. Nice, 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 nice. It's
Yeah.
not the easiest call because he can technically still go with a king as well, but it's debatable. Let's see if he limps this one.
Yeah, he's gonna limp. He's got his man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got his man.
yeah.
Barney Rubble trouble.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is. Oh hi.
Hey, there we go.
Oh hi.
Yeah. Let's see
And
if
you
he
gotta tell
checks
me
back
which
this one.
charity to give the 500 to as well. That's already a lock. So you gotta
Oh,
get.
my girlfriend. I already told her I'm gonna have $500 to give to charity because I'm never losing. But yeah, she'll pick it. It's gonna be like some animal stuff. So
Perfect.
uh, yeah.
I got a Brazilian charity myself when I come down here that I do, so I'll match it with you on that. We'll do it. I'm gonna do a 500 for them as well. I was hoping it
Win
would
it,
come
yeah.
from the show, but we'll it is nice, man. That's I'm sure it's a good cause. You have to send me the link and stuff to it. That's
Yeah, yeah,
cool
yeah.
though.
We'll
Yeah,
do, we'll do.
yeah. Yep, that is nice. The dinner bets. I was saying like I've done dinner bets for most of the 8-5 suited 10-3 gets the 10-3 suited to fold short. Yeah, I've got a lot of dinner bets. I'm gonna be dodging around Vegas. A lot of people looking for cash in. It's
Yeah.
gonna be an expensive trip. A lot of people out there and a lot of GG guests that have gone
Yeah.
on. I think my record's decent. I'd say I should have a spreadsheet so I like no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure where I'm at. It's all fun.
It's
It's a
it's got
good
to be like close to 50-50, right? Because,
Yeah, There's like huge gaps sometimes on the first pick or whatever,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
whatever, and then obviously just pure variance. It's a 50-50 essentially, and it all evens out. It would be sick to be like, yeah, I'm 30, 46 and 0
Yeah,
something, but no, that's not happening.
yeah.
I run good, but not that good.
Uh,
Jack 5, Peter gonna fold.
yep,
Pira
yep.
hanging on. We've had 2 weeks in a row with no Austria-Brazil combo at the same time at a table. When I
Oh,
think every single one have been
Austria,
maybe the
Brazil,
World
yeah.
Series. Probably World Series, a little bit of a
Yeah,
factor.
well, I don't think a lot of Brazilians go because of tax reasons, right? So, but I think like a lot of the pros in Austria are definitely in Vegas
Yeah.
now.
Yep. Ace 9, 9, 3. Queen 4 suited. Is this just a rip? What's it? Yeah,
I
Queen
think
4.
so, yeah.
Yeah, not really looking to induce. And then here
That's
we
a
go.
call.
Queen
Come
4
on,
suited.
baby.
King 8.
Come
Is
on,
this
baby.
it? Or are we going for more? 8? That's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. Diamond sweat. Diamond sweat. Diamond sweat. Or are we playing
Blue.
extra innings here? It is blue
Vamos,
in a
vamos,
tough
vamos,
way.
vamos.
Top 2
Let's
gonna go down. Wow, there you go. That's $100. Congrats to Big Sexy who won in the chat. And again, bear with us. The GG tickets. It's a $100 tournament ticket. We will get that to you. We got your username already since you typed it in, and there it is. Your champion Peter alerts with a big win. Your friend, you picked him first out of the gate when he was sort of deeper in the standings. What about Peter? What did you like? What is other things your friend? Tell me a little about what his attributes are that you like so much.
I mean, he's just. I think like you could see like the table in general was very tough. So coming out on top, of course, there's always variance, but I think like he misplayed like 0 hands, which is almost impossible to do. You know, it's so hard to play close to perfect. It's really hard. It looks easy. It always looks easy when you can see the cards, but it's very impressive. Very impressive.
For sure.
I have to, you know, reconsider my best of Belgium kind of vibe going on. You know, I might be like second best. You know.
Yeah, he showed you something today. Well, I appreciate the time, and again, let the audience know where they can watch you streaming on Twitch. You've started that up now.
Yeah, so it's just on Twitch, GiraffeGunger7 is my name. You can follow me on Twitter as well. Same thing, GiraffeGunger7. And yeah, that's it basically. Just drop a follow, hit subscribe, and all that good stuff here as well. You know, like that's what the content creators do. So yeah, appreciate it.
Are you a content creator now, or are you a poker?
Not yet.
Or are you a hybrid?
I'm holding out for that big bag, You know, whichever poker site comes to me. That's when I become a content creator, you know, an influencer.
I love it. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on today. And again, appreciate everyone being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This was a special one as always. Some great players, great prizes, and a great guest, which we will have again for you next Tuesday. Pam will be joining from the GG squad. She'll be in the mix and having fun. And we'll see you guys on the next show. This was Super Millions 2023, episode 15 in the books. Bert Stevens, also known as GiraffeGanger7 in the house. Appreciate the time. Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon, and let me know about the charity. 500 coming your way.
We'll do. Bye-bye.
See you.